Okay. Free what?
Yeah, we got to see wifey. Everyone, we are live again. Dynasty Bear, search for Uhuru. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Again, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Again, y'all look so beautiful together. Y'all look so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Also, make sure you
Thank you,
go
man.
to make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Again, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. While you're there, please join the email list. Again, please join the email list. Tour. We're leaving on the 20th. I need to update the flyer, but we're going to Sierra Leone. We're leaving on the 20th, flying out of DC. So we're going from DC to Sierra Leone and coming back on the 29th. Tour, hit me up. Go to dynastymirror.com. Send me a message or search for Uhuru.com. Send me a message. Also, you guys, let me pull this up real quick. I'm just going through the announcements, Ezra. Then we're going to jump right into the show, brother. Thank you for being patient. So as you guys know, I sponsor a school in Bo, Sierra Leone, the Chuck Brammer School. Let me pull it up real quick. I just want to pull up a video you guys can watch. So we are raising money to build their computer lab, built them a computer lab for the school. So if you go to africapersonified.org, again, africapersonified.org, you can donate there. So I just want to pull up the video real quick, guys. Please bear with me. And then we are going to jump into the show. Again, I want to pull up the video real quick. Here we go right here. So this is the sister right here. This is her school. I just want to share this real quick, and then what we're going to do, we're going to go to...
What's your excuse for not coming? Here's the slide.
Hello, I'm Dynasty Bear. Hold on, coming up, you guys. Thank you for being patient.
I wasn't expecting this. This is awesome. So again, everybody who donated, this is a thank you to you for donating and supporting the children at the school.
Here we go. So this is the school. This is Miss Conte. We're just going through the school.
This is where nursery is. Nursery, yeah. Preschool.
So again, guys, if you go to africapersonified.org, we are raising money. We're at almost about $1,000 raised, $4,000 from our mark. And like I said, we want to build them a computer lab again. Yeah, again, we want to build a computer lab for the children. Again, we want to build a computer lab. So go to they had welcome me, Chuck Brammer School. So again, this is the video. I will go ahead. Let me stop the screen. Let's do this real quick. africapersonified.org. So guys, if you go to africapersonified.org, click on ways to help, click on donate, and you can make your donations there. Okay, it's tax deductible. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. Again, we are tax deductible. So go there, donate, africapersonified.org, everyone. So yeah, with that being said, we got our brother Ezra Berry on. With Ezra, where's your queen at, man?
Oh man, she had to go in. Actually, my daughter is in the other room, so my daughter's only like 1 year and 8 months. Yeah, so she be jumping all over the bed and stuff. I don't want, so she had to check up on her. So she'll be here intermediately,
Hold on, let me address something in the chat room real quick. Sister Wahid Dizm, I've had Black American women on here with their African men. So, it's not to cause a divide, but it's just, again, I want to showcase brothers in Africa and, talk about their relationships in Africa. But like I said, I've had sisters on here too with their men, African men, so I mean, I don't know what the issue is, but shout out to Stephen Scott. What's up, Dynas? Happy for the brother. He is living the dream. All right, brother Ezra Berry, let's jump right into it. All right, brother Barry, you are from African. Hold on, stop the show. African Superstar has a whole. Oh, we just lost the brother. African Superstar has a whole page. That's all she does. Hey, it's. I don't take it personal. If a sister finds an African man, hey, more power to you. More power to you. I would rather see that than with a bottom shelf Brad. So yeah, no problem. All right, Ezra, we need you to hop back on, brother. You had we lost you. We lost you, Ezra. We lost you. So again, Brad, we need you back on the. We need to get you back on. You see, you got that. I see you got. Here we go. Oh, here we go.
Hey, Don, not bad about that, man.
Yeah, you got that. You got that Metro PCS in Ethiopia. I see.
No, I tried to press it back on the screen, but I turned it off by accident. But go ahead, man.
Yeah. So Ezra, just introduce yourself. Tell people where you're from. Okay. I wanted to explain to Sister Wahidism that she's a supporter. Stephen, she's a supporter. She's bought my books. She supports. So I'm gonna let her know it's not like that. Don't feel offended. But Ezra, go ahead, brother. Tell people who you are, where you're from, all that good stuff.
Okay. My name is Ezra, and I moved to Ethiopia 6 years ago, actually, in 2015. When I first came to Ethiopia, I originally came as like a tourist, and I had some friends here already that I went to college with. I graduated from Minnesota State University, Moorhead, and so I met Ethiopians in Minnesota, and also I met Ethiopians in Atlanta because we have a large Ethiopian community in both of those states, and that's how I've become accustomed to Ethiopian culture. So when I came over here in 2015, I just came as a tourist, but I was so enthralled by the society and the culture so much that 6 years later, I'm still here. Like, I feel like so captivated by this country, and I love Africa so much, and it's so beautiful, and the people are so hospitable and nice. And I feel like I was free for the first time in my adulthood life. I have never been this happy in my life. So every day I get up in Ethiopia, it's like a brand new day for me, And so that's why I chose to stay, because, I feel like the freedom living in this culture, being around so many Black people, seeing a society run by Black men, and, being accepted into the society. Now, before I came to Ethiopia, like I said, I knew Ethiopians, but I've always had a fascination with Ethiopia because in the Bible, Ethiopia is mentioned many times in the Bible. So I saw, as a Christian, I saw in the Bible, Ethiopia mentioned many times, and I heard about it, but I wasn't really that familiar about it until I met Ethiopians there. Then I came here in 2015, and I stayed here. I've been here since then, and now I met my wife. I have a daughter. I'm about to start a business, and like you, I'm interested in starting an educational facility for children, and so that's my story, and that's why I'm here still, 6 years later.
Okay. Now, how'd you meet your wife? In fact, we'll bring your wife back in here shortly. How'd you meet your wife?
Well, actually, here in Ethiopia, the society and the culture is very conservative, right? So it's not like another country where you can just approach people. You can, but I met my wife in a very formal way. I saw her walking here in Ethiopia. There's taxis that you have to take just like in other African countries. And so I saw her and I said, wow, she's so beautiful, And so when I approached her, I didn't know if she speak English or not, because, a lot of people here, they don't speak English, So when I started talking to her, I tried to speak her language a little bit in her native language. And because I was studying Amharic, and she smiled at me, and then she looked at me like in a weird way. And she said, I don't give my number out in English. And I said, oh, okay. So she said, I don't give my number out. And then I was like, okay, can I have your Facebook at least? And so she thought about it, it seemed, and then she said, okay. So I get her Facebook information, and then I just test her on Facebook a couple of times. Eventually, after almost like a month later, we went out, and our first date was on Valentine's Day.
Mm.
So our first date was on Valentine's Day, and so that's how I met my wife, and that's how my life began. And we met each other almost 3 years ago.
Okay, guys, hit that like button as you come to the chat room. Please hit that like button again. Please hit the like button, everyone. There's almost 200 people watching. You got to hit that like button. So how was the courting process, I would say, in Ethiopia versus in America? Like, how was the courting process?
Well, the courting process here is fairly different because here in Ethiopia, you have to take in consideration that this is a patriarch society. In Ethiopia, the family system is still very much intact. Unlike in the United States, I'm not saying that all family structures in the United States are not intact, but as Black Americans, we know for sure, we know that the situation in the United States with feminism and the destruction of the Black American family structure. But over here in Ethiopia, you get a sense that how things will look if it was normal. For instance, the fathers are the head of the households. In most households, most women in this country are born and raised by both parents. And most women in Ethiopia are very religious. They go to church on Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday, and they're very conservative. So when you approach them, you have to approach them in a conservative manner. You can't talk to them as though like there's just some fast girls, because in this society, Ethiopia is like a community. It's like a family. Even though Addis Ababa is very big, if you live here for a long enough time, you see the same people, and the people are so hospitable that they introduce themselves to you continuously. So the courting system here is fairly slow. Like I said, when I first met my wife, it took like 3 or 4 weeks for us to even go on our first date, and gradually over time, as she got to know me, she opened up to me. But here, for the first 4 years before I met my wife, as I go out and look for a girlfriend, it was not easy because a lot of Ethiopian girls, they don't care about you being an American. It's a misconception to assume that just because you're an American and you come to Africa, you're going to just pull like the most beautiful girls, because a lot of them I've got rejected. A lot.
I would say that's Ethiopia though. Ethiopia is different. Other countries, you could leverage that American card, but Ethiopia, I think, is different. But go ahead.
I mean, yeah, you can leverage the American card, but from my opinion, I don't like to talk. This is my opinion. I prefer not to talk to a girl who knows too much about America or who has ambitions to go to America. I prefer the local girls who just want to go to school, go to work, go to church, go whatever to their social events. And when you bring up America, they don't know anything about it, or they don't, like, for instance, when I met my wife, I don't say anything about America. Even I prefer her not to even know that, because you might get the wrong girl and her intentions might not be genuine. If you try to pull the American card, you might pull the girl who pretends like she likes you just to get to America, and you don't know what her intentions are until you get her to the United States. So therefore, I would encourage, or I would suggest that you don't try to pull, unless you're just trying to be a player. If you want to be a player, yes, guys do that. However, if you're really looking for a genuine relationship, and like for instance, I told myself that I'm looking for a wife because now I'm getting older in life. Like I'm in my late 30s, so I don't want to be like just roaming the streets, anymore. So I told myself, let me do things the right way. That's why I courted her slowly, and I took it in consideration that I'm in a different culture, so I don't want to move fast, and I just take it step by step, day by day. And that's how it happened, and that's what it is. But that's why me and her are married to this day. Yeah.
So how long was the courting process? Like, how long did that take?
I would say the courting process for Ethiopia would be a few months. It depends on it. For instance, any country, you have your fast girls. Well, it depends. Yeah, a few months. Because, like I said, any country you go to, you're going to have your fast girls and you're going to have your decent girls. And you might have your night girls and you might have your daylight girls. If you are pursuing a certain quality of women, then they're going to put you through, let's say, the hoops. You know what I'm saying? Because what it is they were raised by their father. They was raised by their mother. They have a close relationship to their family. And so it's almost like you can get girls who respond much quicker. Trust me, especially like in the center metropolitan part of the city, like Bowie and other parts of the city. You can go and you can meet certain girls and you can take them, right away, even, maybe after. But the thing is, those kind of girls have reputations already. And so, like, it depends on what you are looking for. Yeah. For instance, me, I was looking on something for a more highly elevated status because I was looking for a wife, But when I was single, courting girls, it took me some time, anyways, because I was never a ladies' man, you know what I'm saying? So, but there are places you can go out at clubs, you can party all night, you can find girls. Trust me, that is available. So it depends on when you say courting. Courting to me, to my opinion, is like getting to know a girl over extended period of time. But if you mean like just go out and dating and having fun, yeah, you can go out, man. People go out and hook up all the time. That's just a common thing.
Guys, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com and grab your copy of Kinky Hair is Queenly Hair. Again, grab your copy of Kinky Hair is Queenly Hair. Okay, so how long did you court your wife before you guys got married? How long was that process?
Me and my wife, we courted, believe it or not, for about 6 months. Because my situation was this: about 6 months.
6 months, okay.
6 months, yeah. Because a lot of girls here, they still as they get older, they still have their, let's say, chastity. You know what I mean? So gotcha. It's not like you meet girls out of the nightclub or something like that. So my wife and I, we've been together for almost even a year, and then eventually we got married after a year and a half.
Guys, hit that like button again. Please hit the like button. How was it dealing with the family, like the dad and her mom? Like, how was that? The Ethiopian people are very hospitable people. So as long as it wasn't a bad thing for me, because her family is very nice to me, and it's a lot of holidays in Ethiopia. There's always some kind of celebration. There's always some kind of holiday. So for the first time since I've been here, I felt like I was attached to my family. That's another reason why I've been in Ethiopia for so long, because now I have family here. So I just can't pack up and go if I want to, because the family here is very nice and hospitable. Her brother takes me in just like another brother, and her mom is very nice, and her mom comes over and babysits our daughter, and it's a very hospitable family. And she actually had her family, like, for instance, her dad is currently in Eritrea. Her dad lives in Eritrea, by the way. So we were supposed to go to Eritrea, but now the political situation here in Ethiopia and Eritrea is kind of unstable. That's why I'm chosen not to go to Eritrea as planned. But other than that, the family is very nice. I have a very beautiful extended family on my wife's side of the family. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Now, as far as in Ethiopian culture, so here in America, the divorce rate is like 53%. And then on top of that, 75% of those divorces are initiated by women. How is that in Ethiopia, as far as divorcing and all that other stuff and family court?
Up until recently, Ethiopia does not have as many divorces as America. That's apparent. But Ethiopia, like I said, is fairly conservative. Wherever you go, you see nuclear families. Wherever you go, you see husband, wife, and children at dinner tables at a restaurant. I go outside, I might see a father pushing his kid on a bike with a mom walking hand in hand. I've never seen so many couples walking hand in hand. That was one of the first things that I noticed when I moved to Ethiopia. is that the family dynamics and the relationship between man and woman is still intact. And it blew my mind. I was like, I told friends, I was like, wow, it's so many relationships and so many couples. There's so many boys and girls walking hand in hand, holding hands, walking down the sidewalk, taking strolls at night, but don't get me wrong. Up until recently, the divorce rate is slightly rising, but I believe that comes with modernization. And also, the United States, believe it or not, they're pushing feminism at the United States embassies. For instance, if you go to the United States embassy, they have classes for little girls, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th grade. They bring many girls from the rural areas in the city, and they bring them into the United States embassy, and then they teach them about the F word. Let's not say it on YouTube because we know how YouTube is. They're teaching them about the F word, and they pass out books called "Why We Should All Be the F Word." And I noticed that these policies that the United States is trying to push here in Africa is starting to have some effect on the youth. You see more and more of the younger girls calling themselves the F word than you do the older women. Like, for instance, my wife and other women in my generation of my age, when you talk about the feminism to them, they think that it's a stupid concept, Therefore, I believe that the United States Embassy is intentionally targeting young girls because they know it's easier to push that policy and that platform onto them than it is to older women. Fortunately, though, however, for the most part, the family structure is still very much intact, thank God. And I hope it stays this way because we all know what will happen if, the family unit is, broken up and it comes like the United States. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, hit that like button. And what we'll do here in about 10, 15 minutes, we'll open up the lines and take some calls. If you'd like to call in, email is uhuru@searchforuhuru.com, uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. Uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. So, Ezra, now, before you left from Ethiopia, what were you doing in America? And tell people about your background in America, where you were born, where you're living, where you went to college, all that.
Okay, no problem. Believe it or not, I used to be in the military. When I was in the military, I got out the military and I returned back to the States in 2009. And when I returned home, that's when I first noticed a big population of Ethiopians in my city. Because prior to leaving for the military, for the time I was in the military, I did not see that many Ethiopians in my city. But when I came back in 2009, I saw many Ethiopians. And so that's when I started to become acquainted to Ethiopians. And then I decided to go to college. So I enrolled and I got accepted at a college in Minnesota State University, Moorhead. So when I went to Minnesota, to my surprise, I found and I ran into a lot of more Ethiopians. And so I was like, oh man, it's like a big Ethiopian community almost in every large city in the United States. It must be, it seems. So I started meeting Ethiopians again, and I become best friends with one of my Ethiopian friends to this day. We're still best friends. And that's how I become acquainted with Ethiopians. I graduated in paralegal. It's a 4-year bachelor's of science degree in paralegal, but I never used my degree since I've been here.
Why didn't you just become a lawyer?
You know what happened? I just didn't want to pay those student loans, man. And I felt like that if I can just make enough money to support myself, I guess my ambitions wasn't high enough. It seems like that. But it's not only that, but I sort of started to lose interest in becoming a lawyer. I don't want to seem like some radical or something, but to be honest with you, I started to break away mentally, spiritually, and physically from living in the United States. And the last thing I wanted to do was enthrall myself deeper and deeper in the American system and the American society. Because if I had been a lawyer, I'd still be in the United States to this day. Even though I have not been a lawyer, I was able to save money and I was able to do other things to save money, and I'm still satisfied. But I feel like I need to move on to the next chapter of my life, And That's why I didn't become a lawyer, because I did not feel comfortable working in a corporate setting. Another thing, because I don't want to sound like I'm complaining or anything. But when I did my internship and I went into law firms, I honestly felt the presence of a heterosexual black man in a law firm I felt that on me. I felt the eyes sticking on me. I felt like myself being the only black man in the room, and I felt as though I did not fit in. I did not want to be in a society or uh, into a setting where I feel like I was being tolerated. When I came to Ethiopia, it pretty much I lost track of time, man. I ain't gonna lie. When I came to Ethiopia, I totally forgot all about being a lawyer. I forgot about everything, and I just started focusing on my reality. I started focusing on my life here in Ethiopia.
All right, guys, hit that like button again. Please hit that like button as you come into the chat room. If you'd like to call in, email is uhuru@searchforuhuru.com, uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. Send an email, and I will send you the link, and you can call in and ask your question, you guys. Again, hit uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. Everyone that's super chatting, thank you for the super chats. And also, make sure you go to africapersonified.org, africapersonified.org to donate, make your tax deductible donation. So how is courting and dating in Ethiopia differ from here in America?
Well, in America, let's put it this way: the truth is this: the women here are more approachable, okay? And it's not to say that they're easier. It's just that when you approach them, they see you as if though through the lens of the way they see their society and the way that they live their life through their culture. Since there is not a gender war or the theology and the theory of feminism that's been indoctrinated through the schools, and since they live in a patriarchal society and the family structure is still intact, it's easier to approach them because they have a respect, and they are more used to masculinity, and they're used to men. When I say this, I mean they are not intimidated, or they don't feel as though you coming to use them, you know. And my wife was just telling me the other day that now some of the women here are starting to say that certain guys in the United States are trying to manipulate them into pretending like they want to get married, or pretending like they want to be in a genuine relationship just to get something out of them. You know what I mean? But for the most part, the dating in America, for instance, in America, when you approach a girl, you don't know what might happen. You know, if you approach her, she might say, you're harassing her, or she might be nice, or she might be mean. Here in Ethiopia, it's more like a friendly. When you approach a woman here, it's more like you approach them as a friend. Say, hello, how are you doing? And they say, hi, and then you start a conversation. But the difference is, in America, when a girl gives you her number in America, that means that she likes you. When you approach a woman in America and she gives you her phone number, that means she likes you. But here in Ethiopia, if you approach a girl, almost all of them will give you their number, but that doesn't mean they like you. You know, they might just give you their number as a friend, and then you assume like, oh man, she gave me her phone number, she must really like me. But really, when you get to know her, she's like, oh, I don't like you. I just thought we were friends, you know, which is true. But you know, that's one of the differences. And the women in America are more. Let's pay a woman in America. They demand more out of a man. There's nothing wrong with demanding more out of a man, but the expectations of the American women are totally different from the expectations of Ethiopian women. Like American women, a lot of them, they might want you to be a bad boy. As we know, come on, guys. They might want you to be a bad boy, or they might want you to have a lot of money, drive a nice car, be a part of the high class society. But girls here, they literally just want a guy who's honest, a guy who's, depending on if they're religious, who goes to church, a guy who's nice. And you don't have to be like the richest of the rich, or some bad boy. You can be an ordinary guy and still pull a very beautiful woman. I've seen a lot of guys here in this country. They're very ordinary, and they have women who look so much more beautiful than a woman back in America who requires men to have a helicopter. And I ask myself, I say, wow, if these same girls was in the United States, they'll be made supermodels. But here in Ethiopia, beauty is not a big deal. Most of the women are beautiful anyways. So when a woman is very beautiful, you don't see a lot of guys like, wow, 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 wow. It's just an ordinary thing to see a very beautiful woman. Even here, there is no models. Seriously, there is no industry. There is no modeling industry. It's like very small, but it's just ordinary people, ordinary lives, beautiful women who have ordinary expectations out of people. And the only thing they want you to do is just be good to them, you know? So that's one of the main things.
Hey, bring your queen back in. Bring her back in, Ezra.
Oh, okay. Free walk. Sweetheart, could you come here, please? She's kind of shy, but
we're not
I'll ask her anyway.
Just a couple minutes. You know, we're not gonna put her on a hot seat. But guys, hit that like button.
Just 1 minute, Free walk. Just a couple of minutes, please.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. The generalization. Shout out to the brother. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing? Oh, she can't hear, right?
Yeah.
Hello.
Good. And sister, what's your name again, sister?
Oh, I'm Freewat. I'm sorry, I was a little bit busy. I was trying to put our daughter to sleep.
No problem. No problem. Let me ask you this: how has your experience been marrying a Black American man? Like, how has that been?
Excuse me, I did not hear your
How have your experience been dating a Black American?
It's good. You know, overall, it's very good. It's very nice.
Oh, look at that, baby!
I have to go to our daughter.
Hold on, Free walk.
Yes.
Excuse me, Yuli. Hold on. Hey, Dinus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dinus, man, my daughter is so full of energy. Stop.
That's fine. So, I'm just enjoying
yeah.
this. I'm enjoying this. Yeah.
So, Free Watt, you know something? Let me answer the question for her. She's a little shy, but sometimes she gets frustrated dating me because she says that sometimes Black Americans, we don't know how to filter ourselves. For instance, Americans, we say whatever comes to our mind.
Hold on. Let me stop you, Ezra. That's just not That's just not Black Americans. You know, Nigerians, we like that. A lot of Africans that don't have no filter. So that's not just a Black American thing.
Yeah. But here in Ethiopia, that's one of the things about this culture. They are very conservative what they say. You know what I'm saying? So they don't. It's like they filter things a lot more than the average American or even other Africans in different countries. Because here in Ethiopia, there is a large Kenyan, there is a large Ugandan, there is a large Nigerian communities here, and I hang out with those guys, and it's a totally different swagger, you know, than hanging out with Ethiopian guys, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I just. Do you want to come to America and visit or no? Like, Ezra, would you bring your wife to America to visit or no?
Do you want to go to America to visit someday?
Yes. I think our daughter, she will want to see her other side of the family. So maybe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, Ezra, you were when I met you a couple years ago, you were explaining the process as far as you had to get documentation to show that you weren't married or something like that. Can you go through the process of having to marry your wife that you had to go through?
Yeah. In order to get married, in order to get married here, you have to get a document from the Department of I forgot the Department of Treasury. I forgot. It's in Washington D.C. You got to go to Washington. I went to Washington D.C. I got a document showing that I'm not married. Okay, and then I went to my local state in Georgia, and I got a document from my local courthouse, and it proved that I'm not married. After I got those two documents from the federal and from the local courthouse, I brought them back to Ethiopia, and we went. Okay,
Hey,
let me
let
her
me go. Okay, I gotta
That's
go.
fine.
let her come back later, man.
No problem. Okay, go ahead,
So
Ezra.
after I got back to Ethiopia, uh, we went to her local county too, which is called a Roretta. It's like a county, and so we gave it to them. They showed that they saw that I was never married, and after they saw that I was never married, then they allowed us to get married. You
Okay.
know, it wasn't a very difficult process. It was not very difficult, but main thing is you got to go to the federal government in the United States in Washington D.C. or you mail it in. I didn't have that much time, so I just went there, and then you got to go to your local courthouse in your county that you live in, whichever state you live in, and then you got to get that document showing that you're not married. And then when you come over here to Ethiopia, whichever county that your fiance lives in, you have to go to her county, submit those documents, give them your passport, and then they fill out everything, and then that's it. You get married.
Okay. Guys, hit that like button again. Also, if you like to call in and ask a question, Uhuru at searchforuhuru.com. Link is in the chat room. Again, link is in the chat room. Uhuru at searchforuhuru.com. So go ahead and send your email, and you are more than welcome to call in. Again, hit that like button. Also, go to dynastymir.com. Join our email list so you can stay up to date in regards to what's going on with Dynast Mir. Shout out to Indigenous TV for the super chat. I appreciate the super chat. Okay, someone's asking, did you have a traditional wedding or was it a westernized white wedding? Like what kind of wedding?
Now here in Ethiopia, believe it or not, these weddings are expensive. Like luckily for me, I told my wife, I said, look, we want to just have an ordinary wedding. It was more like a traditional wedding, but it was not very big, to be honest, because at the time I was still saving my money, and I can afford my wife the wedding that she wants now. But luckily for me, my wife was understanding enough to we just had like a small wedding where a few people arrive, and that's it. We did not have an overly abundant wedding, but weddings here are usually very expensive and very westernized now. It's almost like the same concept of wedding back in the United States. The woman wears the white gown, the guy wears everything. They infuse it with their own culture when it comes to the dancing and maybe the clothing a little bit. However, the process of the marriage itself is still very much like, to my opinion, westernized. They had traditional weddings back in the old days, but this generation, most of the women prefer to have big weddings. The limousine, the wedding gown, the wedding dress, and everyone dresses in tuxedos. It's the same process, but it's their music, of course, it's their food. But other than that, it's almost like it's a Western version of the wedding infused with the Ethiopian culture. It's combined. It's like a hybrid.
Now, Ezra, how old are you, and how old is your wife?
I am 37, and my wife is 27.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes, I'm 37 and she's 27. Yes.
Guys,
another thing here is in this country, the age gap is not as important as it is, or amplified as it is back in the United States. In the United States, if an older guy dates a younger woman, it's a big deal. But here, not only in Ethiopia, but I found out in Africa, a lot of younger women date older guys, and it's not seen as something that's taboo or unordinary.
Ezra, it's a double standard because an older man will date a younger woman. You got some people who will get upset, but then we celebrate how Stella got her groove back. They go to Jamaica, they get to a young man, and then it's like, yeah, girl, you still got it, girl. You still got it, girl. But for some reason, when a man marries a young woman, because we had a couple on last night, and the guy was 46 and his wife was 25. And you had women in the chat room, oh, she's too young. But then, when a 45-year-old woman goes to Jamaica, goes to the island, goes to Ghana, and
Yeah.
gets her a young, 23, 24-year-old, whatever, all of a sudden is celebrated, and there's a movie comes out, they get a movie. So yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, you still
yeah,
got
and
it,
also
girl.
not only that, but a lot of the women here, they prefer to date older guys. It's their preference. Nobody's
Mhm.
forcing them, or nobody's trying to push it on them. They want to date someone who's mentally and emotionally stable and financially stable too. And for instance, my wife is 27, I'm 37. That's 10 years gap. To my opinion, that's pretty good. She's not a young girl. She's about to be 30 soon herself. So I feel as though that's how it should be, because even my wife, sometimes she jokes that it's better for a guy to date a younger girl, because by the time a guy turns 37 and his wife is 37, you know how guys, we're very aesthetic, right? We prefer to have beauty for as long as possible time that we can have it. If you
Right.
marry a girl, I'm not trying to say everybody, but if you marry a girl your age, eventually, as we get older, we still enjoy beauty. And so I prefer to date my wife, because I prefer to date a younger woman, because I feel as though our age difference it's not going to be a butting of heads, because usually when a woman is younger, she has a little bit more profound respect for the guy if he acts in accordingly in a good way, because she just naturally assumes that he can teach her a lot of things about life. He can take her to a part. He can take her in life that she has never been before. So they have more respect for older guys. And so my wife is very respectful, by the way. And it's not like, oh, I'm the man or something like that. We don't see it as that. But my house is run very much like a patriarch, and I don't like try to look down on her or anything like that. It's just that the natural relationship between man and woman in this country is allowed to prosper more, because it doesn't have society and media always trying to make it seem like it's a bad or negative thing. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, the term
I don't know
MILF,
if I was.
the term MILF and cougar didn't just come out of anywhere. So, those terms are there for a reason. But
Yeah.
guys, hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Also, if you'd like to call in and ask a question, Uhuru at search for Uhuru.com, Uhuru at search for Uhuru.com. By all means, call in, send me an email, and you could call in and ask your question. Now, Ezra, would you recommend a man in your position to bring their African wife to America to live?
Well, I mean, now that I know my wife very well, I've been with her for 3 years, and we've been married for almost 2. I would say after you get to know her, after you marry her, after you have your children, after you establish your life in Africa, then it's okay. But I would not advise it when you first meet a girl. Not that she's want to automatically go to the United States. It's just that you never know which kind of girl you might run into here. There are some girls I met here, and they are very pretty, but they will play the role on you to get you to take them back to the States. I know. I have heard stories, and like horror stories, about guys taking the wrong type of personality sets of women to the United States. Honestly speaking, I would suggest that man moves to the girl's country, establishes himself in that society, enthralls himself in the culture, learn about the society, and live there in her culture for a while. Give yourself a break from the United States if possible. As much as possible, and then the longer you stay in that country, the more you're going to meet the real people on ground. The more you're going to shift through the fakeness and meet the real locals. You know what I'm saying? So if you become a local yourself, you meet decent, ordinary girls. Most of the guys who come to Ethiopia, or most of the guys who probably come to Africa, they only stay for like a week or 2. They might stay at an expensive hotel. So they go out, they meet these girls who circulate the hotels, they circulate the intercities, they circulate the places where the men go to spend their money. And then these are the same type of girls who the only thing they have on their mind is going back to the United States. These guys don't allow themselves to stay inside of a country long enough and to become a part of the society and learn about the culture, try to learn the language, actually appreciate the culture enough and live there on ground to find the real people and therefore the real women. You know, most of the real women here do not care about you being from the United States. You know,
right.
They don't care about you. They'll still reject you. And it's almost like, believe it or not, sometimes even if you tell a girl that you are a foreigner, they don't want to talk to you. You know,
right.
Once they say, oh, you might go out, or you might get far enough, and then when they ask you where you're from, you say I'm a foreigner, and they look at, oh, foreigner, and then they just get totally turned off. That's what, that's when you know you've been there for a while. For instance, my wife, me and her, when we first met, like I told you, we did not go out right away. It took me like 1 month to even go out on our first date. She pretty much blew me off a lot of times, but I was just so persistent because I was so like enthralled by her. I really liked her a lot, and I told myself, no matter how long it takes me, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to wait however long it takes to get to know this woman. And luckily I did, because that was the best decision I ever made in my life. But to answer your question, I would not suggest the guy bring an African wife back to the United States until a period to where he can vet her. He can vet her and find out where her mind is first. And that might take you at least a year or two, And most guys, they don't have that much time when they come. So I don't know. That's kind of a tricky situation,
Guys, again, hit that like button. And also, if you'd like to call in and ask a question, email is uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. Now, Ezra, how does your family feel about your marriage?
My family, to be honest, they're like nonchalant, My family is more amazed about me being in Africa than me marrying an African woman. They're more amazed that I've been here for 6 years than the fact that I married an African woman. They don't really, because by the time I married my wife, they are already used to me being here in Africa, introducing them to my African friends, talking about Africa. So it's almost like they almost knew it was coming. Like it's almost like when they found out that I was married to an Ethiopian, it was not a shocker to them, because I've been here for 4 years already. So, but they actually are happy. They never met my wife yet. They never met my daughter. I'm in the process of doing my paperwork right now. I just finished my daughter's paperwork. Now I'm working on my wife's paperwork. I got to take them back to the United States so they can meet my mom, my dad, my brother. If anything, they are curious to meet us and meet my wife and my daughter in person, So, because they haven't met them yet. My daughter is almost 2 years old. They haven't met them. And my family is kind of close-knit back in the United States. So they really want me to expedite the process on my paperwork so I can bring my wife over. And so my daughter can meet her other side of the family.
Okay. I'm reading some of these comments in the chat room. I just see, this is where I get confused. We talk about the black family. We talk about, black men not stepping up to the plate and getting married. Then this black man marries a black woman. The brother from yesterday is married to a black woman. Then it's like, oh, well, she too young. She this, that, and the other. Black men just want to control. It's like, what do you guys want? Like, I'm just confused. What do you guys want? Black men like Ezra and the brother from yesterday are stepping up to the plate and marrying black women, but then it's not enough. Oh, she's too young. Oh, to control. You just want to control these young women. But I'm like, I thought it was about getting married. Like, well, it's just, it's like you want to put an asterisk by everything. I just don't. I don't get it. It's like, again, the brother's stepping up. He's married to a woman. Oh, well, she's too young. Like, it's a black family. It's legal. Help me out. Help me out, Ezra. Like, what's the issue here? And like, women, if you like to call in, please call in. But I don't get it. I don't understand.
Let me tell you, Dinus, you travel to Africa all the time, right?
Right.
So honestly speaking, back in America, it's very toxic. That's one of the reasons why I left that continent of America. That's one of the reasons why I'm not in the rush to go back. Here, I'm so, like, people are ordinary people. Nobody's talking about No, nobody is trying to trash you and down you, and it's not a big deal to date a younger woman, and it's not a big deal for a man to be in charge of the household. And the women are very respectable, and they don't talk like they don't talk negative. You know, America, for some reason, that place, to my opinion, I always call it Babylon. When you live in America, it's almost like your minds get warped into a Babylonian mindset, you know. And the only thing that you can think like is a Babylonian, you know what I mean? The whole concept of human nature and family and genuine relationships have deteriorated in the United States a long time ago, way before our generation. It started in the 60s. Now we are seeing the brunt of it right now, you know. A lot of people who might have something negative to say about me or my wife, trust me, my wife is a very respectable, hard-working woman. This girl, she goes to work. Let me tell you, man, from morning to night. And it's not, I tell her, quit your job. No, I don't want to quit. It's her choice. Then she goes to night school. So she goes to work in the morning. She gets off. She goes to night school. She just graduated her night school today. She has like 2 master's degrees. You know what I mean? And so my wife is a very respectable type of woman, you know. And so for people to say something like what I saw in the chat room, oh, African women you can buy for $20. Okay, maybe so. But you can also buy your mama for the same price if you was in the United States. It depends on who you run across. When I'm responding to that guy who said that African women are cheap. No, I just told you earlier that it depends on what circle you run through. You know, I run through a very professional circle. Everybody in my circle are business people, well educated, decent people, religious people. You know what I mean? I don't run around trash. I don't hang out with night girls who run the streets at night. You know what I mean? I only hang out with people who are, you know, doctors, teachers, and professional classes here in Ethiopia. Therefore, I don't know about all of the negative stuff that people have to say. You know what I mean? Even I forget about it. I swear to you, Dinus, this is the first time that I'm actually, you know, participating in the negativity like this in 6 years. Bro, your broadcast right now, seeing some of the comments, this is the first time I have to deal with this.
Right.
I left those people behind.
And Ezra, exactly. You tried to escape this.
Yeah, I have escaped. I didn't try. I have. Those people will never come to the continent like me and you. I'm about to build a school in Kenya. They will never build a school here in Ethiopia or in Kenya. They will never do what we do, man, because they're too negative. That they belong in Babylon. Okay? Let them stay in Babylon.
Yeah, so someone said, what happens when your younger wife gets older?
What happens when my younger wife gets older? She gets older.
Yeah, I'm just reading the comments, bro. I'm just reading the comments.
What happens when my younger wife get older? She gets older and I get older. And then we get older together, and then that's it. Our daughter takes care of us. Our children will take care of us after that, you know? We will have a house.
I see a lot of projecting. I just, in the chat room, I'm seeing a lot of projecting, just projecting. I think some of the comments I'm reading is like, you guys need to like heal inside, you know, because I'm not gonna lie, I used to project sometimes too. And I think a lot of it comes from your past relationships or situations you've been in that have not worked out. So I think some of these comments, hey, go ahead, heal yourself, get counseling. There's nothing wrong with counseling. Sit down, talk to some people, work things out. But it's just, so now what's the appropriate age range? Like, you want the guy got to be the same age as you? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. So again, I would say,
but Dinus, 10 years is not a big. That's not even a big, large enough gap. 10 years, what's big? What's 10 years? That's nothing.
Yeah,
you know, she's 27. I'm 37.
It's projection. It's projection. Ezra, let's move on. It's projection. Yeah. Again, it's projection. It's projection. You know, misery enjoys company. So, like I said, brother, I'm proud of you. You married. You got a black family. Everything that people say the black man should be doing, you are doing. But it's just, again, people are just miserable. So just let them be miserable. But we're happy for you, brother. You got a beautiful family. I'm proud of you. So, guys, hit that like button again. Please hit that like button again. If you'd like to call in.
Someone asked, do I speak Amharic? Tinish Amarini and Nagaralo. I speak a little Amharic, yes.
Okay. Guys, again, call in Uhuru at searchforUhuru.com. Uhuru at searchforUhuru.com. Call in. Again, call in, send an email. Call in, send an email. So somebody says in the chat room, 10 years is the limit. I want her to be able to relate on my level. And Ezra could vouch for this. Guys, these African women on the continent are very mature. I mean, you got to think about it.
Oh, yes, they very are.
They speak several languages. The education system in Africa versus America, completely different. I mean, completely different, way more advanced. Now, people will look at it from a structural, like, okay, the buildings aren't sexy. Like where they get educated, the buildings, the facilities aren't the best. But the actual knowledge is, I mean, and everybody knows it's like people who are in the chat room who live in Africa, they know the system in Africa as far as the actual education system is on a whole nother level versus here in America. Now, like I said, the facilities might not be the best that house it, but the actual educational system in Africa is on a whole nother level. So again, they speak more than one. I mean, you'll rarely run into somebody on the continent that only speaks one language. So they speak several languages, and there's a correlation between just smarts and the number of languages you speak as far as IQ. So, you know, again, these women in Africa, even young, are very, very mature. So,
yeah, it's true.
So,
I mean,
Ezra, did I ask about as far as you getting your Ethiopian citizenship and passport? Like,
yeah, here in Ethiopia, they do not allow dual citizenship. So the only thing that's possible for me to get is what I have is my residency card. Okay, and you must be married, just like in the United States, for at least 2 years before you can get your residency card. So I have my residency, but I'm not allowed to, you know, until further notice, until the government maybe change it. But you're not allowed to have a passport, you know. So I have a residency card only. The residency card is like the closest thing. I can stay here for as long as I want, you know, but I'm just not like a bona fide citizen, you know.
Okay, let's see here. Oh God, here we go. Here we go with the you cannot. I mean, it's the same. And I don't want to turn this into a gender war, but it's the same education. Here we go. I'm educated. I'm a strong woman. You can't handle a strong. Like it's just the same. Oh God, man. All right, let's move on.
I told you my wife has 2 master's degrees, by the way, and she has 2 master's degrees. And I just told you she just graduated of school tonight. But a night school. She was taking a night school.
But Ezra, I just don't get how a certain demographic of people think that education is just exclusive to them. I'm educated. Like you're not the only educated demographic.
Let me tell you first.
I don't understand why.
First of all,
brought up?
Let me tell you, man. My opinion is this: who are you educated by? You're not educated by a black man's system. You're educated with the white man's doctrinization is indoctrinating your mind. I mean, it's not like you're going to school to learn how to take care of a family, or when you come out, your mind's to get intact. A lot of these girls, these women, when they come out of these educational facilities, these higher educational facilities, they sound more stupider than a woman who never went to school. You know, just because you have an education doesn't mean anything. You know, a lot of guys, we don't care about your education like you think we care. We just want someone who loves us, who's genuine to us, who takes care of the family. I mean, I'm not trying to hype on my wife, but you know what she does, man? For the last 3 years, every day, even though she works, she still manages to cook breakfast. When I come home, there's lunch, there's dinner. Every night she cooks dinner, you know, and it's not because she's trying to be like inferior to me, but the whole concept of relationships between man and woman is still very natural. And so that's one thing that we don't have to worry about here. I never really that's another reason why I left. I don't want to be running from my problems, but that's one of the reasons why I left the United States, is because of all the negativity, the gender war and all that stuff. We don't do that here in Ethiopia. I don't know about other African countries, but there is no gender war here, you know. And so it's very peaceful between the genders. When you see boys and girls here, they're talking nicely. They're introducing themselves cordially with each other, and they have a good relationship. All of this negativity stuff, this higher education stuff, and you know, it's just crappy. That's one of the reasons why I'm kind of nervous. The United States government is pushing feminism here in Ethiopia.
Fight that, brother. Fight that. But I just don't get it. It's always the same response. I'm educated and I'm strong. I'm educated and strong. I'm like, who cares? Like, I'm educated and strong. You can't handle me. Educated, strong. You can't handle me. Like, what do I mean? Okay, I can't.
I think that might be a defense mechanism. If you're hurting, you tell yourself this, so the hurt will hurt less. It's like if I'm hurting, I pretend like I'm not hurting. You know what I mean? I'm not able to show you my weakness. I'm not able to show you my pain because I feel as though it'll tear me down even more. But that's not the case, ladies. You must allow yourself. You must be vulnerable sometimes and allow someone to take the lead in your life. And don't use your education and your independence as a way to deflect from your pain. I'm assuming it must be pain, you know. That's my theory, you know, because it's almost like I'm educated and I'm strong, you know. It's like I'm trying to reassure myself, you know what I mean? And I can't really, you know, believe that. I don't believe that, because if you were educated and strong, you don't have to keep on telling me.
All right, shout out to Burnett Krigler. Say it, Ezra. We can take the people out the plantation, but cannot take the plantation out the person.
Yeah. I did a video once, and I was talking about the black. You know, the black family used to be intact at one point, man. We wasn't going through this, man. Our ancestors were intact, man. Our family structures were intact, and it was like almost like intentional what's happening to our family structure in the United States. And unfortunately, too many of us have given into this. You know, we need to escape the Babylonian system mentally, spiritually, and sometimes even physically, to give yourself a break from what's happening in the United States, because you will never expand your horizon if you're always staying in the United States. You're always feeding into the doctrine. I used to be the same way, man. Before I came to Ethiopia, I was very much a negative person, man. I was very much into that mid-toe stuff. I was very much into like you know, the gender war. All the time you see me, I'm always talking about like what women this and what women that, and I was very much a part of that lifestyle, man. But when I came to Ethiopia and I expanded my horizon and I saw relationships, how they really should be. I saw family structures, the family dynamic still intact. Over time, all of that negative stuff within my system started to ooze out of me. And to this day now, you very rarely hear me talk negative about women, not because I don't have anything negative to say about them. It's just that I moved on with my life. I moved on. All of you who are negative, who are keeping this gender war going, you need to move on with your life, okay? You need to move on to the next phase of your life, because this is a big distraction for the black race. We're distracting ourselves with this gender war. We could be building, we could be starting an economy, and we could be starting the next phase of our children's life, but we are only coming on here every day talking about women this, men that. When it's a big distraction. That's why I have never been able to find myself until I left the Babylonian system.
Okay. Let's see here. You know, I'm not gonna feed into that. Z Mookin, you need to connect your devices so you come on. I see you in the queue. Guys, if you'd like to call in, yeah, this is StreamYard, guys. This is StreamYard. So again, if you like to call in, is Uhuru at searchforuhuru.com, Uhuru at searchforuhuru.com. Send me an email and I will send you the link. But yeah, we are on StreamYard. Z Mookin, for some reason your devices are not connected, so you need to get that together. Yeah, you need to get that together, and I will send you the link. And guys, I get on the men all the time. That's why I get on the brothers all the time. We get on the brothers all the time. You know, that's why I don't.
Like I said,
like I get on the brothers. That's ignored. But the minute I don't know about it. Go ahead, Ezra. Go ahead.
yeah, it's not just the women though; it's the men too. Like for instance, I have some buddies that are on my Facebook. They're my friends, and they're my friends, man. But when they call me, the only thing they want to talk about is women, this American women, that what American women ain't doing, what American women should be doing. Man, I gotta go, you know. But I tell them, I say, hey, man, you know, I moved on with my life, man. I was able to save myself, and you can too, you know. Why don't you just do what you got to do? Save your money up for a couple of years. If you got to come to Africa to find your wife, stay here, build a business. Like for instance, now I'm about to start a school now, man. Like you're trying to start a school. I forget what country. What country you trying to start a school in?
I'm not starting a school. It's just there's a school that we're helping that we sponsored that we're
yeah,
doing and donating.
Oh, that's pretty good, man. That's very positive, man. I'm going down the same path, man. I'm going down the same path. I have some Kenyans that I'm working with. I'm very interested in starting a school here in Ethiopia or Kenya. So now I have no time to be talking about what American women are doing. You know, it's not that I don't care about my brothers, what's happening in their circumstances back home. It's just that I just moved on with my life, man. You know, I moved on. I left that MGTOW world. I left that feminism stuff behind me, man. It's time for me to move on, man.
All right, guys. I just sent the link out to a couple more people. Ezra, how much longer do you have? Ezra.
Yeah,
Ezra, can you hear? How much longer do you have?
Yeah, I can hear you. What you say?
How much longer do you have?
I mean, I can stick around, man. I mean, I don't. Okay. I'm not on the time frame, but you know.
Guys, hit that like button again, please. Hit that like button again. Hit that like button, everyone. And ladies, please call in. Again, call in. Uhuru at searchforuhuru.com. Uhuru at searchforuhuru.com. Go ahead and call in. I've sent the link out to several people. I'm just waiting for you guys to click on that link and call in. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if my email's delayed or what's going on, but the link has been sent out. So again, go ahead and call in. Now, let me ask you this, Ezra. Do you regret leaving America?
Man, not even for a second. Every day I wake up in this country, it's like I just got here today, man. Every day in this country is like the brand new day of my life, man. It's like I just got off the plane an hour ago. I do not feel like I've been here for 6 years. I feel like I've been here for maybe 6 minutes. I do not regret at all. It's the happiest I've ever been in my life. I've never been happier than I am now. I never will probably be happier. You know, I'm very happy right now. I'm very, very, very happy right now in my life.
Okay. Brian, go ahead, bro.
Hey, how you guys doing? Great show, great little topic over here. The question I have to ask you, I noticed a couple of comments on here. One person asked about polygamy in Ethiopia. Does that exist in that culture? I know with the Orthodox it's not so much, but with the Muslims it probably is.
Yes, exactly. Here in Ethiopia, there is a large Muslim population. Certain regions like the Afar region, the Somali region, and certain regions within the Oromo region and in the Gambela region, there are Muslim populations and they still do practice polygamy. I've had Muslim girls who I tell me before that it's okay.
Ezra, hold on 1 second. Brian, I muted you because there's feedback coming from your end, so that's why I muted you. All right, go ahead, Ezra.
Yeah, so within the Muslim community, as you know, in Islam, a man is allowed up to 4 wives. And so when you practice Islam, no matter where you are on the planet, some of them do believe in polygamy. And I have met people here. I have seen Muslim guys walk down the street with their arms around both of their wives as they're walking. Yes. So, but like you say, with the Orthodox, no. I have never seen an Orthodox relationship that's a polygamous relationship. It doesn't fly by here in the Orthodox community. But yes, there is polygamy in Ethiopia.
Go
Okay,
ahead, bro.
all right, I have another question. I was just wondering about, on the ground level. I mean, do a lot of people know about the new free trade agreement between African nations and Ethiopia? I mean, talking to your friends who you said who was pretty much, I hate to say high class, or pretty much educated people. How do they feel about that?
Well, the free trade negotiation, like I told you earlier in this program, there are a lot of Nigerians here, Kenyans, and Ugandans. And those the Kenyans, Ugandans, and Nigerians, they're very business suave. They have a lot of sophistication when it comes to business, and I dare to say even more than the Ethiopian people in general. So when you meet the Kenyans and the Nigerians and the Ugandans, they like the idea of free trade. Yes, I have not really met that many merchants of Ethiopia. They have many, but my friends that I associate with from Uganda, Kenya, and Nigeria, they like the idea. Some people they might have a conflict with the ideal of security, but other than security, the ideal of free trade is seem like is welcomed in East Africa.
Now, what about Ethiopia and the dam issues between? Because I know it's three countries between Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia. And it seems like we hear the conflicting issues between Egypt and Ethiopia, but I know Sudan is pretty much in the middle, and certain issues been going on between Ethiopia and Sudan in regards to territorial issues. I mean, what's your point of view, and what do people been saying about that?
Well, Egypt is a historical enemy of Ethiopia. Ethiopia has already fought Egypt twice before in history. They fought Egypt in the 1800s, and they fought Egypt in the 1500s. And so this is not a new situation, this conflict over the dam. The only difference is now Egypt is using Sudan as a pawn, okay? And so the border between Ethiopia and Sudan, there are inter-conflicts between Sudan and Ethiopia, because what happened was Sudan saw Ethiopia was weakening because of the civil conflict within Ethiopia. As you might know, the Ethiopian government is fighting in the Tigray region against, at the time, it was the Tigrayan local government. And so the Sudanese thought that this was the perfect time to try to come over the borders and to fight over land that they have always been at odds with Ethiopia over. But Egypt is using Sudan, and Egypt is financing tribes on the Sudanese border to create conflict in Ethiopia to distract the Ethiopian people from progress of building the dam. And so right now, the country is very much on edge. There's a lot of tribalism, and there's a lot of political conflict right now. And so that's one of the things that saddens me, what's happening right now in this country. And so, yeah. And so hopefully Egypt does not do anything stupid, because my family is here, so I have a vested interest in the protection of Ethiopia now. And I don't say that. I will say to you this, that I will try to protect my family in any means possible, But yeah, hopefully the dam situation becomes not a big deal. But right now, Ethiopia and Sudan, they're having conflicts with each other on the borders.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. Now, in regards to tourism, it looks like Ethiopia has a.
And Brian, this will be the last question, brother. We got to move on to somebody else. Go ahead.
All right, no problem. In regards to tourism, I noticed Ethiopia has a lot of great possibilities. Especially with the historical sites and and also other regions. I mean, is the government promoting that more?
Well, guess what? This conflict that we're talking about in Egypt against the Ethiopian government fighting against the Tigrayan government. Well, that is not a government anymore. All those historical spots and those tourist spots where people would like to travel when they come to Ethiopia, unfortunately, are off limits right now. For example, the Aksum Empire, people like to go and visit the rock churches. They like to visit the churches in the mountains in the Tigray region. A lot of those places are in Tigray region, and it's a military conflict happening right now. So you cannot go there. You cannot go to a lot of places in Ethiopia right now because there is a lot of conflict happening within this country right now. And that's another topic for another day. But if you came as a tourist, your best bet would be right now is to stay within Addis Ababa.
No, I've been there a few times, so it's cool.
All right, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead, Ezra.
Yeah.
Finish your statement, Ezra.
Well, yeah, I mean, even myself, when I first came to this country, I visited a lot of places. But now you got to be very selective where you try to visit because a lot of civil conflict is happening within the last 2 years. And that's another deeper story for another time, you know, but it's not the same anymore.
All right. Thanks a lot, gentlemen. You have a good day, okay?
Appreciate it, Brian.
Okay, Brian. Take care, brother.
All right, D Mookin, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's good, brother?
Prince, thank you for having me on the show, man. It's my first time on StreamYard.
No problem, brother. Go ahead.
And I just want to say Tanasulin, brother Ezra. I'm also in Ethiopia as well. Idemina.
You are in Ethiopia?
I'm in Ethiopia right now, man. I've been in for about 2 years. Cool. Just before COVID strikes. Oh, sorry, just before the season.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just calling. I don't really have any questions. I just want to kind of confirm everything that you've been saying about the Ethiopian people, the Amhara people. I mean, this whole place has been an amazing journey, you know, to be here. And thanks to you know, Brother Prince for inspiring me to get up out of, you know, the States to actually take some time and actually make some things happen. But for you, Otto Ezra, you are an example of what can be done and how it should be done. You know, you found exactly what you needed to find. I know you still got your blue book. I still got mine. They won't give you residency. You know how that is. But man, I'm telling you, and Prince, I can tell you as well. These people are the most genuine people you will ever meet, man. Especially, this is my first country in Africa. As soon as I got that blue book, straight to Ethiopia. You know, straight to Addis Ababa. I'm not sure if you know Otto Ezra. I'm over here, Cabana. Close to German embassy, Russian embassy. I don't want to get too much.
To the German embassy, yes, I know.
Yeah,
I know where you are there, man. Yeah, maybe you can take my information. Yeah, you take my email, and then maybe we'll introduce. We can meet up sometime in the city sometime.
Absolutely, man. Well, you know, maybe Bole or something like that. But I'll take your email. I'll get that. But I'm just confirming to you, man. Don't worry about the chat. That's that negative. I hate to say it, but I'm telling you, those people in the chat, once you finally visit and put your feet in Africa, it's going to completely change, man. Once you have the food, the injera, everything is natural here. Everything grows here. You know, the tomatoes, tomatum, the avocados, man. I mean, I'm always going to the fruit stores, and I'm eating way more healthier here. You know, I haven't found a woman yet.
More healthy.
Yes.
Yeah, take your time, man. Just take your time, man.
I'm taking my time. I'm 31 now. Well, 24 Ethiopian time. You know what that is. You actually get younger when you come to Ethiopia.
Yeah, but, time is it's a different time zone.
Yes, but thanks to brothers like Brother Prince, man, I'm telling you, it's been a major inspiration, and I really do appreciate you, man, for definitely taking the time and let brothers know what's really true out here once you finally step outside of Babylon and, you know, step into a place as historic and not colonized, you know, like Ethiopia, man. It's been amazing. I might even change my name to Ethiopian. I did have a question though. Yes. Did you have to go to Kibele to get married? I know.
Yeah, I went to the the Kibele is like the local regional government. I did go to the Kibele to get married because you have to go to there to get certified. Yes.
Yeah, man. But I'm telling you, once you and all the brothers in the chat too, once you step kind of outside the city just a little bit, you start meeting the most like genuine people. Anything that I need, I can always get. You know, everywhere I go, there's coffee. It's addictive, man. Well, we call it Puna here. Everybody knows, but you know, once you have that Jabana going, you know, it's amazing, man. So, Brother Dynus, man, thank you so much for having me. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I know you're running a live show, but I definitely do appreciate both of you brothers for for just showing the light.
It's nice to meet you, man.
Thank
No
you,
problem,
guys.
brother.
Nice to meet you.
Peace. Hey guys, real quick. So if you donate to the school, again, I got to keep things separate. Somebody just super chatted and said for the school. Here's the link. Do that or go to africapersonified.org and donate that way. It makes it easier for me, you guys, as far as funds and separating funds. Again, it makes it easier for me. So once again, if you donate, click on that link right there. It's also in the chat room, or just go to africapersonified.org. I'll put that in the chat room again. Africa Personified.org. Now, the goal is to raise $5,000 by the time we go back to Sierra Leone for our tour. So tour is April 20. Well, we're leaving on the 20th from DC, returning on the 29th. So that's the tour dates for Sierra Leone. So if you guys want to roll, hit me up. And then again, donate here for the school. Okay. It makes it easier for me. So yeah, but brother, young grandpa, go ahead, bro.
Yo, peace, Dynast. I've been watching
Peace,
since
family.
2018 when I first shot to Ghana for like 6 months.
Okay.
I definitely, I would say the chat, man, like I feel like once you come to Africa, you start to see how white African Americans are, how Europeanized our minds are, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think personally, this is just my own thought, it's over for Black Americans. But if you stay there, you're gonna be washed out too. But my question for Ezra and also you, Dynast, is like, what can you do? Like, I drive trucks over here. I'm a truck driver. So I'm like, if I was to go to Africa or Ghana, what kind of like industry or business could I set up, being that I don't have any like tech skills or things like that?
Well, it depends on what country you go to. Every country has what their their industry and their economy is different. Here in East Africa, education is big, garment is big, things like restaurants are big, and you pretty much just have to have a hustler mentality. Like for instance, I purchased Dinah's book, and I read Dinah's book on Get Off Your Ass and Code Call, and it's like the mentality. You must have an entrepreneurship mindset. There is industries here that is very needed, and agriculture, school, restaurants, garment, sales. If you want to get into sales, save your money up as much as possible, and you can probably go in business if you can find an honest, trustworthy African person to go into business with who knows the industry more than you do. Like I'm doing myself. You have to take a little bit of a risk, but it's possible. I can't really explain it that much because I've only been teaching since I've been here, and so I only know about the education sector. I don't know too much. Maybe Dynast can tell you more about that.
No, I don't know. I don't know a lot about the education sector as well. I'm just sponsoring a school.
No, I'm saying what kind of business? He said what kind of business ideas that he can do in Ethiopia.
Okay. Well,
I mean in Africa.
Yeah, for me personally, I'm focusing on tourism, hospitality, media, and real estate. That's what I'm focusing on. I know there's a lot of industries, but those are the ones I'm focused on. So tourism, my tourism business is set up in Sierra Leone. I'm doing tours in Sierra Leone. I'm doing tours in Nigeria as well. Hospitality, I want to start. I have a background in hospitality, so I want to build, I would say boutique hotels, not big, but more boutique hotels. And then real estate, that's big everywhere. And then media, that's important. So as far as like what we're doing, but more on our own platform. So that's
another thing.
No, go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought that it was a pause. Another thing, young grandpa, what you can do is this. What I suggest you do is you go to the country that you want to live in, right? And you just stay there for a couple of months, for as long as possible. You will find some kind of opening. You will see something that you can do and invest in. And you will see, oh, I can help this figure out. They need something. You know, you all the time when I'm walking through Africa, I always see a lot of things where I'll be like, there's an opening here. There's a chance, an opportunity to open up a kind of business to help, you know, kids get books. It's so many things that Africa is lacking. That all you probably need to do is save your money to as much as you can get, move over here, stay here for a while, and find your niche. Once you find your niche, you'll be able to plug yourself into the economy exactly where you need to be. You will find some way for you to enhance your finance while at the same time improve the country that you're living in. And it's probably something that I can't tell you. I can say agriculture, but you might come over here and you might find it in truck driving. You might purchase, you know, it might be truck driving here too, you know. So you have to come first and see the opportunities. Sometimes the opportunities, they come to you, and you recognize it when you see it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely feel y'all on that. Yeah, I see what y'all saying. It's just like, it's so crazy being in, you know, like being in America right now. Not even with just like the political culture, but just the culture in general, you know, like compared to like the amount of love that's in Africa, just with like your neighbors and stuff. But you platform, appreciate you, brother Ezra. You know, keep them out of here, guys. Thank you.
All right, brother. Appreciate you coming on. Hey, guys.
Okay, brother. Take care, man.
Yeah, if you want to call in, the email is uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. What you're going to do, you're going to send me an email to this email address, okay? So the email's in the chat room, uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. You're going to send me an email to this email address, okay? Then when you email me, I'm going to email you the link, and then you call in. Again, uhuru@searchforuhuru.com is the email. Send me an email, and I will send you the link, everyone. I will send you the link. Ezra, how often do you see your family in America? How often do you come back?
Man, that's a good question, because unfortunately, I've been here for 6 years and I've only been back to the United States twice.
Okay.
And the reason why is because when I first got here, I literally felt like I traveled through a time machine. I felt like the Odyssey, Homer, the Odyssey. He got stuck on an island. He thought it was only like 2 or 3 days, but it turned out to be like 10 years. That's how I felt when I came to Ethiopia. When I looked at my clock, I told myself, where did those last 4 years just go? Like, it went by so fast that before I knew it, I found myself going to back to the United States 4 years later, you know. And so I've only seen them twice, but I'm going back this year. I'm coming back to the United States this year. I'm doing my wife's paperwork. I'm doing my daughter's paperwork so I can bring them back to the United States so that they can meet my family. But one of the things that you got to do, especially if you want to move to Africa, and as a black man, I'm not trying to sound like, harsh right now, but you got to pull your mama's titty out your mouth. What I mean by that is you got to be willing to go to another country. You got to be willing to feel the isolation. You got to be willing to feel the culture shock and to peel off the Band-Aid really fast, because it's going to be times that you feel lonely, you feel isolated, you're in a different culture. But if you stay there long enough, and if you have the mental fortitude to stay there long enough, you will find your path in that country. I see too many people coming to Africa or going to other countries. After 1 or 2 years, they return back when it becomes hard times. I experienced a lot of hard times and hardships here, but I always told myself, no matter what happens, it's better here still than it is back in the States, because I have my reasons why. So unfortunately, I have sort of become the estranged uncle in the family. I've become the estranged man in the family because I don't go back home that often, but I will start to try to go back home more often. And so you do feel the isolation. Yes, that is one of the things that you will experience living out in a different country, is the fact that you will not see your loved ones and your friends that often anymore. But what will happen is you will start a family of your own. Now I have a new family. I never forgot about my old family, but you will replace that isolated feeling that you have with something more with more meaningful relationships. You know what I'm saying? So what you did not have, you will get eventually. You know, if you tough it out.
All right, guys, I sent the link out. I'm waiting for you guys to call in. Like, we'll take 2 more callers. So I sent the link out to one person. Again, if you want to call in, by all means, call in. And again, the email is uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. Go ahead and call in. Go ahead and call in, guys. Again, I sent the link out to several people. I'm just waiting for you guys to call in. So, you know, we could continue the conversation and then we can close out. Brother Ezra, thank you for jumping on. Oh, Ezra, what do you do? What do you do in Ethiopia? If you answered that already, I'm sorry.
I'm a teacher.
Okay.
I teach literature, but I have some things that I do. I have some income back in the States as well, but for the most part, I teach. I save my money in the States, and now I have enough money saved where I'm about to invest. I'm about to be an investor. I'm about to start an early childhood educational and development center, either here or in Kenya. I'm looking for a partner right now, believe it or not. I'm looking for someone who wants to go in with me and start a school here or in Kenya. And that's my direction and my path that I'm going now, though.
Mm-hmm. All right, listen, I'm about to send the link out to somebody else right now. Dakis Veron, I sent you the link. Dakis Veron, I sent you the link. And Miss Chantel, I sent you the link as well. So I need you guys to click on the link so you guys could come in. Again, I sent you guys a link so you could call in. I sent you the link so you could call in. Let's see here. Ezra, why Ethiopia? Why'd you go to Ethiopia first?
Well, there's a few reasons why. Okay, let's just one of the reasons why is I'm gonna give you the philosophical reason first, and then I'm gonna break it down, keep it real with you a little bit. But one of the reasons why is, as a Christian, Ethiopia is one of the most named countries in the Bible. Besides Israel, Ethiopia is very much named in the Bible. Ethiopia, Israel, and Egypt are the 3 main nations in the Bible. So I've become fascinated with that, with the historical and the religious background of Ethiopia. And while in the United States, like I told you, I had encounters with other Ethiopians.
One second. Miss Chantel, it's not a phone line. I mean, I email you the link and you click on the link, Miss Chantel. So I responded with the link. So click on that link. It's probably you calling me. There's no phone line. There's a link that I put in the email. You click on that StreamYard link. There's no phone call. All right, we got go ahead and finish, Ezra. We got Mr. Dakis on. Go ahead, Mr. Ezra.
Yeah. So, and also I met Ethiopian people in the United States. They were very hospitable to me, and I become infatuated with the culture within the United States. I started frequenting Ethiopian restaurants a lot, and so I become familiarized with Ethiopian people. I like the history, and to my genuine opinion, the Ethiopian women. This is just my opinion, okay? Everybody has their preference, but to my opinion, the Ethiopian women are the most beautiful women on the planet of the earth. To me, you know, the Ethiopian women are so beautiful that there is no race. I'm not saying like, oh, there's no country that I prefer to go to, and that I can imagine where the women look as beautiful as Ethiopian women, because they are, you know, so all those things combined is almost like equal heaven, man, on earth to me, you know. Good people, good food, good history, beautiful women, you know. I just wanted to get out of Babylon. The culture is a patriarchal culture. The family unit is still intact, is relatively safe. I've been here for 6 years, and only once because it was a tribal conflict, but I'm not going to go into that. But never have I felt like my life was in danger in this country. This country is very safe, you know, and so that's what brought me and led me to Ethiopia, and that's why I'm still here to this day.
Mr. Deckers, go ahead.
Yeah, greetings, everybody. I want to make this as short as possible because I'm at work and I don't want to clog up too much time. But I want to confirm everything he said about Ethiopia because I've been at least 7 different times. It would have been 8 had it not been for the circumstances of this year. So I really love the country, and the culture is beautiful. The women are very conservative. I mean, I've been like the number of times that I've been there, I've been out like late at night, and I've never had any problems with like safety or anything. So it's a beautiful country to like to visit or stay at. I want to confirm everything he says.
Yeah, it's very safe. I mean, I have never had a problem with my life. Like I go out at night. Well, now I'm married. I don't go out like, you know, but before I got married, I would go out, man. I never had a situation where I feel like my life was in danger. And honestly speaking, I feel as though Africa, believe it or not, is more safe than America. Sometimes when I watch the news here, it saddens me to see what's happening in America. I become so like, man, I can't believe all this stuff is happening back home. You know, it makes me feel like, man, you know, I just wish, you know, but here in Africa, it's a misconception to think that Africa is not safe. Before I left the United States, everybody was like, oh, you going to Africa? You better be safe, man. It's dangerous in Africa. You might get killed. They're going to eat you. All kinds of stuff, you know, but
you might be bit by a lion or tiger or speared.
Yeah, I heard it. Even it made me fear myself a little bit. I was nervous. I was like, man, should I? But when I came here, I was like, oh man, those guys, they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, the only issue that I had when I was there is like you got to be careful. Like if you give maybe some change to a kid or whatever, you know, if somebody else see you, then they'll come after you in a group. But I mean, that's just innocent. I mean, and that can happen in any country.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to sign up, but what I was going to say, I'm trying to come this year. So if you feel comfortable, maybe we can meet up sometime.
Yeah, I believe it's a lot of brothers who come in and go. There's a brother here right now. Dinas Demir knows him. Dante, you know Dante. Dinas, he's here now, and so it's a few guys coming. It's a few guys coming right now, and they contact me on Facebook or they contact me on my email. But the thing is, when people come, they expect me. As you gotta, you know, I have a family, I have a daughter, and so I'm very busy. But when I have time, I do meet the guys, and I show you around, you know, and we meet up. You know, that's good. That's good. I don't mind for sure. I'm looking forward to your coming.
Yeah, you have Facebook.
Yes, I'm on Facebook. Now I do have some kind of. I have like a YouTube channel too. It's kind of janky though, you know. I only have 10 videos. Well, I just started
Yeah. Well, what I'll do is I'll subscribe to your channel and I'll give you a heads up to touch base, and we can go from there. Because every year that I go, I always bring like school supplies and everything, and I take it to a local charity and stuff. Because that was one of the reasons why I started to go there more. My first time I was just doing it just to go on a bucket list, but I was like, I started noticing a lot of things and like, wow, I actually love this country, and I just started every year. I've just been going ever since.
Yeah. It's a very pleasant place to visit.
All right, fellas, that's all I had to say, and you guys have a nice day.
All right, I appreciate you.
Okay, brother, take care.
All right, Miss Chantel, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
We hear you just fine.
Okay, greetings to you guys and everybody in the chat. Well, I wanted to know, are you guys pushing this to all African Americans to jump ship and come abroad? Because there's a lot of men in America, African American I'm talking about, with children. Are they to abandon the family to move to Africa for safety?
Wait, when did you, where are you getting this from?
Okay, so you guys are promoting that men leave the country and come over to Africa, right?
If it's in their best interest.
I didn't.
Okay,
don't abandon your family.
Yeah, hold on, but Miss Chantel, when has anyone on this platform ever said abandon your family?
Okay, so a lot of them have children here. So when they start to all go over to Africa, what about the children?
Okay, they could take their children with them. Who? No one ever suggested
Okay,
a
a
ban.
lot of them are not with the mothers of those children. So then they're gonna have to leave those kids.
Okay, so then
No, don't leave the kids.
yeah, don't leave your kids, but at the same time, the conversation should be had with the mom.
Yeah.
Hey, can we have joint custody, and the son stays with me, or daughter stays with me for 6 months out of the year, and then he come back home to America 6 months out of the year, and then when the child gets a certain age, they can make the decision. I think it's like 12 or 13 or something like that in some states.
Okay, so what are you guys doing when you get there for other Black American men to come there? Like, are they just coming there and you guys are just like working a job or something? Y'all got some type of organization set up where y'all like self-employed or something?
Miss Chantel, let me ask you a question. How long have you I'm just out of curiosity. How long have you been following?
Yeah, you.
Subscriber?
Oh no, I don't follow. I just happened to see the channel and I was.
Oh, you're just a random person.
Well,
Yes.
let me ask you: Are you threatened by Black men leaving America, or just Black people in general? But I guess since you brought up Black men, are you threatened by Black men leaving America and going to Africa?
Well, my self-esteem is pretty high. I'm not threatened by nothing Black men do. To be honest with you, like I don't care who they be with, who they mate with. My self-esteem is too high for me to be concerned with that. But I myself am looking forward to leaving the country with my kid and my family members, and it's not because I'm running from what's going on in America, okay? But I wouldn't leave my kid behind and go to Africa or something like. I see things as a collective, like the Africans see things as a collective, because they collective-minded people. They're not individualistic-minded people like African Americans. They move as a collective. You guys right now operating as individuals.
I came over here as an individual. I didn't come with my whole village. I mean,
right. So what I want people. How you expect them to respect African American men who's not operating as a collective, but yet they are operating as a collective because you don't see them just abandoning their families to take off and all this crazy stuff.
Miss Chantel, Ezra has a family in Ethiopia.
Yeah, I have my own family. I started my family here.
There's other ones too that be on these YouTube channels talking about jump ship, go abroad too.
Okay, Miss Chantel, can you please call out the deadbeat dads that left their kids that went to Africa? Please call them out right now.
I can't single. Come on, I can't think of those.
No, Chantel, Miss Chantel, I don't play these games. If you're going to make a comment or statement, you need to back it up with facts. If you're going to call out other YouTubers who are make this blanket statement that there are Black YouTubers on here who are saying abandon their family to move to Africa, call them out right now. If not, I'm kicking you off the chat.
Oh, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just expressing my point
of. Okay, go ahead, Ezra.
Yeah, man.
I just don't have time for it. I just don't have time for it. That was rude. Miss Chantel, are you gonna call me? I was rude, and I apologize. Start giving me names. No, I was wrong.
If you can't respect my perspective, then you might as well kick me off.
Yeah, right. So my thing is, I respect your perspective. Give me names.
Okay, I'm moving along from that because I can't give you particular names. I can't think of all the names right now.
So then, give me one name, because you say you listen to platforms in which Black men are abandoning their families for Africa. So again,
I'm not gonna put that man name on blast like that. I've seen a channel where he's in Africa, and his family is back in America.
What's the channel? So why would you make a blanket statement? Give me the name.
Well, why would I put his channel on blast like that? That would be wrong.
But why would you make a statement like that? That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm trying to get you guys to understand that when you say these things like just come on to America, that we need to understand that you're not promoting Black American men to just abandon their children and come to Africa. That's what I'm trying to say.
Who said that?
Okay, so when you guys are talking about this, come to Africa, you never mention family too much. Okay, he has his family in Ethiopia that he's created. I don't know if he has kids in America, but he
No, I
has a
do not have
family.
any kids. I do
Okay,
not have
that's
any
what I'm
kids.
saying. Now, you know, black men, African American men that come to the country and they got kids back home and they just be in Africa doing their own thing. You see what I'm saying? That's
Miss
what I'm
Chantel?
talking about.
Who?
Can't name people.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna let you go, Miss Chantel. Thank you.
Maybe
For coming.
somebody in her personal life she know or something. Maybe somebody in her personal life. But let me ask you a question, Dinas.
Yeah, go ahead.
You travel to Africa a lot. How often do you see Black American men here on the continent, though? Do you see a lot of Black American men here on the continent?
I don't see a lot, and then the ones that
me neither. I don't see that. You don't see that many. After all of this stuff we talking is not. It's only a handful of us. Only a handful of us over here. So she's trying to make it seem like the whole population is abandoning and leaving their kids behind. But you know, I encourage you guys to come over, not to just to abandon your kid, but to get a different perspective on life and to broaden your horizon. When you come, don't come like you're just coming to look for a girlfriend or something. Come as an anthropologist. Come to enhance your intelligence. Come to enhance your intellect. Come to broaden your horizon. Come to learn about different cultures. Come to learn a different language and sophisticate yourself. You know, make yourself a better person. You know, so when you do go back to the United States, you can reach people, and a lot of the negativity that you have in the United States, maybe when you go back, you lose that negativity when you go to a different culture, and you appreciate different cultures more when you just are able to live.
Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, bro. We're gonna address this right now. We are gonna address this right now. We're addressing this right now. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me. I'm about to send the link out to. There goes the link, and then hold on. There's hold on 1 second. Yeah, we're gonna address this right now. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Let me. But go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. So like I was saying, like when you come to Africa, you got to use this opportunity to advance your life by leveling up yourself. Okay. Myself, I can speak Amharic fairly decent. Okay. I learned about the culture before I came. I read a lot of books about Ethiopia, and I did a lot of research on it. And I tried to ask questions. I tried to take in the environment around me because I want to learn from different people. Living in Africa is a different philosophy. When you live in the United States and Europe, that's a Western concept, a Western philosophy, a Babylonian philosophy. When you come to Africa, and especially East Africa, it's an Eastern philosophy, okay? So what I'm trying to do is I want to bring the best of both worlds to enhance my life. That's why I say I don't participate in the bashing of women. I don't participate. Some women I saw in the chat, they say I bash. No, I'm not trying to bash. I don't bash women because I moved on to my next phase of my life, okay? I got more serious things to think about now. I forgot about the Babylonian trivial, petty gender wars, and you know, all of that stuff is behind me now. You know, now it's just moving forward. The only thing I can think of now is starting my school here in Africa and trying to build a house for my wife and my daughter to live in. That's it now, you know, and I'm happy. You know, I'm not trying to put nobody down or anything. It's everybody's individual course in life. My course of life has brought me here, and I'm happy with it. And your course of life may take you somewhere else, or it might keep you where you are. You know, it's where you want to be in life. Okay, don't compare and judge your life based off of what I'm doing. You don't say I'm leaving behind my family. I never left behind. That's why I left America, because I felt like I would never have a family because of feminism, because of all the destruction of the family unit, because of high birth rate amongst single mothers. I felt as though when I looked down the future, when I saw the future of my relationships in America, I felt as though I would never have a family. I was very depressed in America. I was going through a severe depression in America. Well, when I left that place, I became happy now, you know? So that's it. I'm not trying to tell other guys, oh, you got to come. You got to come. I say if you do come with an open mindset, come as a anthropologist, come as a pioneer. Don't just come as a tourist, you know, and enhance your life and move forward with your life, man.
Okay, guys, I sent the link out to everybody. I sent the link out to several people. So we're just waiting for you to click on a link and call in again. I sent the link out. So we are just waiting for you guys to call in. So the link is out there. Click the link and call in. Yeah, so, but I'm happy for you, Ezra. I'm happy for you.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah. Appreciate that, bro.
I am happy for you. Definitely happy for you.
You too, man. You know, Dynasty Mir is a very good guy, man. Even when I came to Atlanta in 2018, he invited me to his house, even though I didn't barely know the guy, man. And he treated me with a lot of hospitality. You can see that he learned a lot from African culture when it comes to interpersonal relationships. And, you know, I respect everything you do, Brother Dynasty.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, brother. Guys, again, I sent the link out. Please, when I send the link out, click on the link and call in. Okay, Chaos Rain, I'm sending you the link, brother. Click on the link and hop in the chat. You know, I know brother is getting late out there in Ethiopia, so I don't want to keep my brother on too long. So again, I don't want to keep the brother on too long. So again, guys, I sent the link out. Come on in. Don't be shy. So the link is out there. The link is out there, everybody. So Chaos Rain, I just sent you the link. Lisa Presley, I sent you the link. Here we go. Chaos Rain. There we go. Chaos Rain, go ahead, bro.
What's good? What's good, brother? So Ezra, I don't know if I say your name right.
Ezra, yeah.
Ezra. I've been hearing such good things about a lot of men that travel to the continent with a purpose, not just there for other reasons. Yeah,
exactly. Yes.
I find now that, and she's only one woman, that this is the issue with a lot of our sisters, that potentially the good men that have been productive in society, that this is their probably last option. That's why they brought this to the table. And I'm saying right now, because how the system is now with black men, that a lot of black men that's on their path, purpose, whatever, they have no choice to go find elsewhere if they really want to have an actual family. You know?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
And that's why this is a problem. Now, I'm not saying that every man should go the route, because everybody's path is different. But notice, if you are seeking a better life, a better family, then you have to go to a different environment where the West has not influenced our people with this feminist Western philosophy that's being taught in systems, mind you. And it's going to come to the point that most of your sisters, that if you really want to keep the men here, you're going to have to do something different. There's no other way, you know? Screw all the data about who's good, who's bad. Notice that the men that's really being productive, why they either remain here, date out, whatever you want to call it, there's a reason for it. You get me? We deal with a lot of men here. So I do respect, if you found a wife in our country and you're making it work, we should be happy for that. You know what I'm saying? No person should be hold that against you. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I have a problem with a lot of dudes, that if that's not their focus, then I'll tell you, don't bother to go waste time in the content. You get me? Because you'll go into somebody else's house with an agenda to cause more harm and good. And we don't need that no more for people in Africa. You get me? Because some of them are already here, never had the agenda with us in America. So with black people that's already descended slave, you better have an agenda for over there. You get me?
Yes, yeah. You're right,
Because
man.
to be honest with you, there are some people that from the content that don't mean us no good. That's fine. But all I know is you make the connections regardless. You get me? Because
yeah, you're right.
Because think about this. Everything that people outside the West gotten is from people from America. And it's going to be take the black man and woman, especially America, to turn this around. Because you are still influenced by what we do. If I go to some parts of Africa, if I get a chance to travel there, I can find the Western influence heavy in your thinking, in your behavior. So you can't cut out this black man in America. That's just disrespect. This black man in America is still keeping this nation, this world together. Once he stops doing what he's doing, the world's going to stagnate and stop overnight. So don't let them fool you. The power that people have that's already here in this country. So that's what I'm gonna lay out.
Yeah, you made a good point.
Yeah, go ahead. Say something. I don't know if you say something. I don't want to cut you off. Yeah. So that's one thing I want to bring up, just to bring somewhat you want to call balance, because I hear the talk constantly. You know what I'm saying? What the men are doing. Don't worry about the men. Be the best woman you can and try to attract that right man and keep them hold them as best as possible. You get me? The men that's doing something, they're gonna do what they do. You get me? That's not your focus. When you bring these discussions, you throw out all the topics, especially not even paying attention to the channel. And I'm a subscriber for a while. Some videos I catch from Dice, some I don't. But knowing he's doing such good works, and you can learn something from other cultures just by watching. It should give you the desire and inspiration. Say, I wonder how it would be if I was there. You get me? To see the cultures, people dancing, eating, having connections, working and socializing with each other, which we very much slowly lose here in America and the West.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right, man.
I appreciate you coming on, brother. Thank you for joining.
Peace.
No problem.
That's a very good point.
All right, Lisa, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to call in because what I want to know is, why are y'all blaming everything on feminism? So the lack of progress of a black man in America is based off of feminism.
Who said that?
Why are you guys constantly saying, "Oh, well, your education doesn't matter"? I feel like anyone who has education, whether it be a white person, a black person, a Chinese person, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's a high school graduation, a college graduation. Why would you tell a female that her education doesn't matter?
No, Lisa. We're not saying it doesn't matter. It's for some reason, a demographic of women like to try and weaponize their education. And
guess what?
Go ahead.
That's the problem. I think, listen, most of these people that come on your platform, Diners, are educated. Okay.
Right.
So when you're going on a date, naturally that's going to be something that either the other party brings up or you bring it up. Men keep saying, "Oh, well, she said she had education." It's a part of the conversation. It's not a matter of
not necessarily. No. Like if I'm talking to you and the first thing you want to bring up, I'm an educated woman, strong, and you can't handle me. Like, what do you like?
Sometimes when you're having a conversation, people hear what they want to hear. You know what I mean? That could be the highlight of what you drew out of the conversation versus what I'm starting with. No. I'm a female. I've been on many dates. I know how the conversation goes. You know how the conversation goes. But I also know men want to hear what they want to hear. You understand?
Right. But Lisa, it's out of context. Okay. Again, we're not talking about if you're courting somebody. We're talking about
that's the progression into marriage, is it not? So if you're dating someone,
Lisa, again, completely out of context. Okay,
it's not out of context because it's a builder. What I'm saying to you is, when people are courting and this is the thing. You want to give the males respect, Diners, but you don't. Whenever a female comes in, you're cutting them off. You're hanging up on them. You have an issue with Black American females.
Hold on. 1 second. Hold on. Black Beauty, are you there, Black Beauty?
Hey, Diners, how are you?
Hey, Black Beauty, have I ever cut you off or hung up on you?
You just hung up on the other lady.
Okay, hold on. Black Beauty, have I? Because somebody. Okay, Black Beauty. Now you've watched my show. Have I? And Ezra, have I hung up on men before and rushed? Okay, thank you. Black Beauty, Black Beauty, have I hung up on men and rushed them off before?
Not one time, but I don't want to be involved in whatever.
Okay, so Ezra, have I hung up on men and rushed them off before?
Yeah, man, it's been times I feel like you hung up on me before, man. Shoot.
Yeah, so Lisa, I'm confused. Where's this coming from?
I feel like whenever someone's not saying what you want them to say, it's you immediately cut them off, you hang up, or you get the point that I'm making, the main point that I'm making.
No, Lisa, hold on, Lisa.
Listen, I'm older than you, Diane. I'm older than you, so I want to put out this main point to black men. You young black men that have these platforms, what you have to understand is that chess is being played against y'all, and you are a part of social engineering. So with the very thing that you're doing against your only counterpart that can help you out of the situation that you're in, because there is no group of men that put their woman down, drag their woman through the mud, talk shit about their women. Oh, their women ain't this, their women ain't that. Oh, I'm going to go date another nation of women. I'm going to tell you what, if you want your stake in America, which it seems like the beta males are fleeing, and that's okay because the warriors are going to stay. We're going to fight for what's ours. In America, this land belongs to Native Indigenous Black people. Okay.
Whoa. Okay,
Lisa.
My grandmother.
Blacks were here before Christopher Columbus got here, and guess what? Our history has not been told. Our history has not been told, and Black people were here before white people arrived. If y'all want to run to Africa, that's fine. We don't have a problem with that. But stop trying to drag Black American women down like we ain't shit. We have an education. It's nothing wrong with that. But we still want to be married to. Single black women are.
Lisa, so Lisa, this is what I want you to do. You say you are indigenous to America. I want you to speak your indigenous language. I want you to say everything right now, moving forward, in your indigenous language. Okay, I'm gonna mute you and go. Go.
Are single. Black women are single because
I want you to speak your indigenous language. I want you your indigenous language. I want you to speak your indigenous language.
I will go back to that, but give me a moment. Black women are single. The rate for Black women is very high with regards to being single mothers because Black men are refusing to marry those women. The birth rate is high, but guess what? The impregnation rate by Black men is very high. This is what needs to be understood. So Black men have to start taking accountability for the high rate of single motherhood because you guys are making the single mothers. You don't have to impregnate them, and you also could marry them, which you're not doing. You're not stopping from doing either one.
Okay, Lisa, can you speak your language, please?
Excuse me?
Your indigenous language. Can you please speak it?
My indigenous language was never told to us. Listen, I'm not going to listen. You know, I think you already know, Dinus, about this, but because you don't want to, you need to benefit business-wise by the currency ratios that exist over in Africa versus the European dollar that you use or the euro that the British Black uses. I understand the whole business opportunity that exists. If their currency was the same as ours, there wouldn't be no benefit from y'all fleeing over there. You're only going over there because they're compromised right now because their currency is less than ours. So you're actually benefiting from a colonial structure that is against Africa. It doesn't help Africa that when you come over there, you seem rich.
Hold on. Ashley, listen. Didn't you hear?
The only reason why y'all want to go over
a lot of Black American men, they come to Africa.
You want to,
and we build here in Africa.
Cheaper, period. That's it. You can't date American.
We build in Africa too
because you can't afford it. That's the reason why y'all don't want to do
it. No, that's not the reason why I don't date American women.
Black Americans are not the ones oppressing you. Black American females are not the one oppressing you. We don't keep jobs from you. We don't imprison you. We don't beat you down with.
And I'm not the one who got you pregnant either.
So Black American
who got you pregnant?
But the Black American woman.
So you can't say that we get you pregnant.
Ezra, I want people to hear this. I want let her talk. Go ahead, Lisa. Go ahead.
The Black American woman is not your enemy. That is the main point that I want to make. The Black American woman is not your enemy. That is what
right.
you have to stop. Diamonds, you said that you were going to stop doing that, and you didn't stop doing it. At first, at one point in time, you slowed down with it, but now I see you picking up the hate again. The Black American female is over here struggling, holding it down. We're holding it down. We've been getting impregnated, disrespected. We don't have fathers to protect us to say, no, you're not going to impregnate my daughter. You have to decide whether you want to marry her first. Then you can decide whether I'll let you be with my daughter or something. We don't have that. We're suffering from the broken Black family as well. But you guys are out here on these dumbass platforms, and O'Shea started it before he stopped it. I see he doesn't do it anymore, and I do appreciate that. But Dynas, I thought you would not be doing it too. How are you going to sit up here and tell a Black girl her education don't matter? Like you literally went to college yourself. So if her education don't matter, why did you go to college? This is the wrong representation for Black children. Nappy head, kinky hair Black kids. You wrote about kinky hair Black kids, right? You making money off of it, but yet you want to turn around and tell a little Black girl her education don't matter. The only thing she should be concerned about is standing in the kitchen, cooking for a man and taking care of babies. That is wrong. That is wrong. And you need to understand you're being played. All you Black men who are on this platform trying to bash Black women, guess what? You all are being played. Chess is being played. You are a part of social engineering. The system of white supremacy wants you to drag your Black woman down because he knows that is your trump card. And we have to tear the Black woman down, disrespect her, never marry her, make her have all these kids and have her be a single, devalue her. That is your trump card. Your Black woman is your trump card, and she's your only way out. I don't understand. You can flee to another country all you want, but guess what? If the minute those Africans want you out, you will be back in America, right here, standing with your Black woman, and we will be here waiting for you. Guess what? We'll be here waiting for you, but we are your trump card. You can see you put us down. It's terrible what's going on. These channels are all over the place, putting Black women down like we ain't shit. We take care of the family. We feed our kids. We work our asses off because we see the oppression that Black men are going through. And so, yes, we're not as feminine as we used to be, but we're not masculine because we want to be. We're masculine because we have to be. Our Black men can't get the jobs we can get. We understand that. And there's only a few of you, Dynas. People aren't like you. They don't have the education that you. There's not a lot of Black men that have the education that you have. They don't have the skills that you have. But to me, I feel like educated Black men, y'all look down on Pookie and Ray Rays that was born in bad situations. And there's a lot of smart people that live in the hood. I hope y'all realize that. There's a lot of smart Black guys out there. They just need opportunity. They don't have support systems. They don't have fathers. They don't have uncles. I'm sure y'all know the progression of how we got here.
So Lisa, again, I want to put the on record. Back to the education part because Lisa is hung up on that. Completely out of context. Go ahead.
It's not out of context. I heard what y'all said. You said your education doesn't matter, and he said it at the same time. And y'all been preaching that Black women.
Well, it depends on which context you use it.
What? Black girls, Black American girls, your
like I told you, my wife is educated.
It matters. It matters.
But my wife does not put her education over her family, and she doesn't hang her education over my head continuously.
Your wife
I told you she has 2 master's degrees.
Black woman. She is not.
She has 2 master's degrees. You know, she just came back from my school just not long ago.
Not a Black woman, so I'm not even talking about her.
Ezra, I want people to hear this. I just want people to hear this. Well, right, Ezra, this is what I just want people to hear. Go ahead, Lisa, please continue. Please continue.
No, I'm not even talking about your wife, Ezra. So she's not even part of this conversation. I'm talking about Black women.
You just talked about his wife.
Okay, he said his wife is not put education over his family, and I let him know I'm not talking about his woman. I'm not talking about your woman at all. I'm talking about Black American women who are suffering from the oppression of Black men, constantly putting us down, dragging us through the mud, saying we're not this and that, and our education doesn't matter. By the way, anyone who's educated is a feminist. You
Who
know,
said
but
that?
it's Dinus
Who
who's
said
saying
that?
that feminism is the issue. What are you talking
When did
about?
I say
You
that? Oh,
feminism.
Lisa.
What is Dinus? I
Lisa,
want you to
when
give
did
me
I say
the
that?
definition of feminism.
Okay, Lisa, let me say something real quick. I want to put this on record. I'm gonna let you continue on because I want this to be on display. I want people
Oh well,
to,
good.
you
I
know,
don't
from
have a problem with
outside. I
that.
want people to see.
Most
I want
people,
people to see this. So again,
most
Lisa,
people agree.
right.
Most
Okay, so
black
Lisa.
women agree.
Okay, right. So Lisa, number one, I never said black women are the enemy. Never said that. And number two, I did not say education equals feminism. But go ahead and continue.
I never said you said those things either, so I'll put that on the record.
You just said.
I never said that you said that education equals feminism. I said that this is a talking point of yours. You did say earlier in this same taping here is that education doesn't matter. Your education, and at the same time that you said it, Ezra said,
no,
one cares
Lisa.
about your education.
Okay, guys. So basically, let me step back for a second. This went in, just the deep end. I said, okay, again, sometimes a demographic of women like to weaponize their education. So out of the blue, not in normal context. Like, hey, in fact, hey, sister, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good. I'm Dinus Demir. What's your name?
I'm a Black beauty.
Did you, Booty? Where'd you go to college at?
I went to Hunter College in New York City. Why?
Okay, I went to the University of Georgia in Athens.
Awesome.
Great. Okay, no problem.
So
No. I'm getting to my point. So we just having a conversation, education. Okay, no problem. I'm gonna be Lisa. Just ask me.
Bring her
No. But I'm just gonna be Lisa. Ezra, I'm gonna be Lisa. So Ezra, just ask me a question that I'm gonna disagree with. Just ask me a question, Ezra. I'm gonna be Lisa right now.
Okay, you're Lisa.
I'm Lisa.
Okay, Lisa. Okay, Lisa. What do you think that we need to do as a Black people to resolve the problem that you just presented to us? Like, to resolve this gender one.
Well, see, I'm an educated Black. I'm strong. I'm educated Black woman. I'm strong, educated. I'm strong.
Dinus.
I'm strong, educated.
You're from Cal.
But then I'm like, okay, no one cares about you. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask you, like, I know you're from Cal. I know you've been on a lot of dates. Do people really ask you stuff like that?
Like what?
Like, do people really say things like that about? Like, do you really encounter women who OD on their education? That's all I'm saying.
No. Again, I don't. The only time it comes up is when it's weaponized and like this gender war. So just having a normal conversation. Like, hey, I went to the University of Georgia. Where'd you go to school? I went in New York. Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. But again, it's just if something comes up like in a disagreement, like the first thing that's triggered is I'm a strong woman and I'm educated, and it's like, okay, like, I mean, what's that? Basically, what does that have to do with this?
I mean, people bring a lot of
that was far left. That's far left field, man.
Yeah, just far left. Hold on 1 second. Z, go ahead, bro.
Yo, what's going on, man? Sorry to take your time up. Hey, I just wanted to address one thing. Black men are not leaving their families, man. I did not have a family when I started in America, specifically because I wanted to start my family in Africa. 31, which is most of my friends were having kids at 22, 18, sometimes 17, right there at high school. You know what I mean? So not to be too long, but as far as we care about the education because we want you at least a little bit cultured. But as far as that, all that division between man and woman, that's left back in Babylon. Here in Ethiopia, they're together, they stay together.
Yeah, even you forget about it. You forget about it, man.
Yeah, you forget all about it. I even forgot about the election.
Let me ask you, how long you been in Ethiopia?
Going on 2 years, just before COV. Just
Ezra, how long have you been in Ethiopia?
Blessings from God.
I've been here for 6 years. I've been living here for 6 years.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But brother, we appreciate you. You know, Black Beauty's on, so we're gonna let her talk. So.
No worries, man. You guys have a good night, man.
Okay.
Okay, brother. Take care, man.
Black Beauty, have I ever been disrespectful to you?
No.
No, never. Yeah, okay. So Lisa, by saying that I'm disrespectful to Black women, like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts are a lot of what Lisa said is on point. Like a lot of what she said is real. It's just the way she's saying it. And the thing is, it's like I think a lot of the times Black American women, they don't realize that you get more done when you're not yelling, and people take you more seriously when you speak effectively. And so when you sound like you're yelling, it almost sounds like you're crying. It's the same emotion almost. To go like this and go like this and yell, that's actually the same as it's the same exact, it's in the same line and spectrum of emotion. So sometimes it sounds like women that are angry sound like they're crying, and it's saddening to me, very painful to hear, because it's like, damn sis, there's something going on in your life to the point where you don't see a way out. Because me, I don't have any children. I'm 34 years old. I am educated. I don't lead with that. I'm Jackie. But at the end of the day, you know, I see a pathway out in Africa. Not to say that I will be in Africa forever or will completely move to Africa. I see myself as being kind of like a nomad going around. But at the same time, it's clear to me that a lot of women feel like they're being left behind. And I don't think that they're wrong to feel that way, because they are being left behind. That's the truth. And if you guys could just be honest, I think that's what she's looking for. You're being left behind because you have no value in Africa. There's no value to bring a set of problems and predicaments from America to Africa. We had that conversation the last time I was on here.
Right.
Feel bad for the women, just like the last light-skinned lady with her baby from Ecuador. I feel bad for them because ultimately they almost feel stifled because their only options are, and so they believe that their only options are these level of men, and some of these men have started to look abroad in Africa. I just want to speak to last night's show, because I know I said some things, and certain people, I don't even know who the hell is in your chat, but I wanted to.
No, but Black Beauty, finish your statement in regards to, because I just like, so Miss Chantel came on, Lisa came on, and they're accusing us of abandoning families and running America, and it's just like, what are you talking about?
I just got to Miami like an hour ago, and I literally was showing property when Miss Chantel was talking, so I don't. But I heard. So the thing is, I guess it could appear that men see some sort of like grass is greener situation in Africa, where they're abandoning their pool of options, which is a large pool. There are a lot of Black women here that need families and need husbands. And so it does look like men are fleeing, but also women like Lisa have to understand that there are women fleeing too. We want to get out of here too. There are very wealthy African and North African men who could take a beautiful woman like me and elevate me to 3, 4, 5 times higher than any white man in this country.
Okay, I want you to pause right there, Roger. Now, Ezra, by what she said, are you offended by what she said?
I'm not offended. I didn't find anything offensive.
Yeah, I'm not offended either. And I'm not offended either. But for some reason, if we say the same thing, all of a sudden there's a gender war. You leaving the Black woman in America. I'm like, go get it. Go to Africa and get you a Ghanaian man. Go for it.
Black women in America are not, and let's be real.
Or North Africa.
There are certain levels of competition here in America, and I'm sorry, but there are certain women who are not competitive, and I'm not talking about looks even. Forget looks. I could take this wig off and talk to y'all in my braids. I don't give a damn. It's not about looks. I'm talking about the perspective that they have in terms of what they want to do with their time, how they want to live their lives. I mean, I'm from New York, so I watch Jewish women every day, and I pretty much watch how they how they are the architects of their lives. And pretty much Black women have to get on that kind of level. I mean, I'm West Indian, my dad is Jamaican, my mom's American. My mom passed in November, actually, which is why I'm moving to Miami. But my, I look at the woman that my father is married to. I'm child number 8 of 9. I'm an outside child. My father is married to a wonderful Jamaican woman that he has 6 children with. My mother and 3 other women had children with him outside of his marriage. And like, to be honest with you, I look at the type of women that these men always select, whether they're African men, Black American men, or West Indian men. They always select a certain type of woman. And unfortunately, America has put us in a position where they've tainted us so much that we're almost not even applicable on the list. And it's really sad, because a person like me, like I feel like, even not even myself, I have other girlfriends who are just wonderful, beautiful women who will never get chosen here, because at the end of the day, the men that are here don't even have the criteria, the rubric ready to judge the women that are in front of them. They don't even know what the criteria is to be able to say that is a good woman. That's really what the problem is. And then when they go to Africa, they see the same exact woman. She could look the same as me or the same as my girl. And oh my God, she's so, let me tell you, Ezra, your wife is beautiful, but I've got about 10 homegirls that look like her.
Thank you very much.
You know what I'm saying? Your wife is beautiful, but there are, I have so many girls from Cali. My girl Michelle from Orange County, she is gorgeous. She's in the same level as your wife. And what I'm saying is that it's like, and she works for Comcast. She does have a man and she's on her way, but it's like, it's the idea that it took us so long. And the thing about last night that really frustrated me is that you see the girl last night. I don't know how old she is. I don't know if she's really 25. I don't know if he told her to say she was 25 for purposes of your video. But I could clearly look at her, and I know how my skin looked at that age. And I was about 17 or 18 at her age when my skin was as taut as that. I'm not hating on her. It is beautiful that she has found an American man, 45 years old, who can put her in a great position. But what I'm saying is that if that was the case, so what you're telling me is that, like, my daughters, my Black daughters, now have to go here in America, have to go to school until they're 25, 26 to basically be told that they're not good enough, while you go over there and go pick someone else's daughter who's 17, 18. So I understand what Lisa was saying.
Whoa, but Black Beauty. So let's hold on. I gotta interject. You don't. Okay, so until you could prove otherwise, we're not gonna put out there that this woman is underage.
Otherwise, but
Black Beauty. Okay, listen. I'm 38. People think I'm in my late 20s. I know other Black men who are 38 and they look 50. So we can't do that.
But we have melanin and we all look super, super young. And I'm not saying that's the case, but even if she is 25 and she gives the appearance that she looks a little bit younger, it sends the wrong message. That's all I'm saying. It has nothing to do with her. I'm sure she's happy. She seemed happy last night. But even down to when people were asking her questions and she couldn't formulate a thought, it led me to believe that she was in a position where she had not been.
She couldn't formulate a thought.
No, she's just not used to YouTube. She's not a social media person.
I don't know. No.
She's not. She's not used to YouTube and social media.
Intelligent at all, and don't jump on me because I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that there was a certain pace of thinking that was lacking when even there were questions that like Dinus would ask. Dinus, you asked all the questions because no one called in. There were questions you were asking that her husband had to then clarify, and I don't think it was I don't really think it was with language. I really think it had a lot to do with life experience.
No. And that could be it. But I mean, have we really experienced life up to the age of 25? She's young. She's 25. But at the same time, it can be language because
you just asked. That's the great point. That's the point I'm trying to make. You see how at 25, a young African woman is actually still has her chastity, and she's still a very competitive woman on the marketplace, and she's still a nice, humble woman. The thing is, in our society, because of the schooling system, because of schooling that pushes us through school, because of like various different cultural things that move us along so quickly in our life, by 25, a normal New York girl like myself, or a Cali girl, or a Texas girl, or regular Atlanta girl just seem like used goods, but really it's because of the pace of America. That's not our fault. And that's what I'm trying to say, because she could have damn well been 25. Because I was saying that too. Damn, she has great skin. She could have damn well been 25. The thing is, when we're 25, we look so much older, and also we feel so much more older because it's like the abuse of the system of capitalism that makes us have to work every day. By 25, I was already 7 years into my career. I had been working every day. So maybe even longer. I have literally had my working papers since I was 14, 12 years old. So I felt like by 25, I had lived a lifetime, and that's unfortunate. So yeah. Anyway.
All right, so I forgot where were we? Where we guys hit that like? But let me bring who is this? Kalini, Kalini Vata. Go ahead, Kalini.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, sorry guys. I'm trying to get my earphones ready. My name is Kali. I'm calling from Kenya.
Okay.
And I just wanted to contribute. After today, I've been watching the live since it began, and just trying to get myself in order. Anyway, I have like some points I just wanted to and a little bit of explanations I want to put across, because I listened to Lisa, and I would say my heart goes out to her and other women who feel that way. It is not easy for women to feel like the men who are supposed to protect you are, they're not interested in doing that job. But at the same time, I don't want to seem patronizing towards her. I don't want to come off as if I'm patronizing our African American sisters, because they live a very totally different lifestyle from us. But I want to say this, and I'm an educated woman. The reason why I'm not coming on screen is because I'm a journalist, and some people might recognize me, so I'd rather not. I'd rather not come on camera, but I would like to speak on some issues, and I think some of you might agree or not agree, but this is what it is. But you cannot, and this is when it just comes to you as a woman. Women want to be loved. Men do not care about love. Men care about respect. If any older woman in your family has never told you that, I want ladies in this life to listen to me and understand this, because this has been taught to me by my mother, by my grandmother, by my aunties. My family has about 15 children. My mother's family has 15 children. My mom has 15 siblings, and all 15 of them are married. And when you ask them, both the ladies and the gents, they will tell you the only reason I'm married to this woman or women, because there is polygamy in the family, is because they respect me, nothing else. Respect is the bottom line of getting anything done. I see it even at work. I work with men. The men you respect, because some of them sit in power positions, and they can make decisions that will affect your career. The men, the way you speak to them, the way you show them respect, the way you approach them when you want something, it gets me so far than if I was combative, if I was uncooperative, if I was smearing at them, if I was calling them out of their names. You do not do that. The catcalling and disrespect, that is a woman thing. We as women, we do it to each other. Is it okay? No. But when it comes to approaching men, I have younger brothers. I do not speak to them the way that lady has spoken. And I was listening to this live with my mother. She's asleep, and my brother was here. I don't know where he has gone. And I told my mother, Mommy, do you think this is a problem? And my ma said, yes. And she spoke in my traditional language and said, oh my goodness, she's speaking to this man like that. And I said, yes. And she said, oh, Law, we have a problem, because you cannot tell men. And she actually has points, but the way she tried to communicate to you, it was very disrespectful. On the other side, sitting on this other side, we can banter online, we can talk all these things, but when it comes to approaching people to get your points across, please do not get disrespectful with men. And I work with one African American brother, and the one thing he says is he always buys us lunch. That it's so funny. He always buys us lunch, and he always says, "Oh my goodness, you ladies are very respectful," and we will just smile and laugh. we're taught to be respectful because, you know, if you want to go far, be respectful towards people and they will do anything. Respect to a man is when people think submission is a joke, submission gets you so far. It's people always say, oh, and why are African women kept? We are kept because we know how to respect men. You can have your degree, your education. I have all these accolades that are next to me, but I will tell you the truth. A man will buy you anything you want because you're just respectful. Nothing else. I go to her because she gives me peace. Peace is not when you're yelling to Dynast and to Mr. Amir and Mr. Ezra. You know, she would have come here and said it in a very beautiful way, and everybody would have understood what she's saying. But that was very disrespectful. That is a no-no. I do not agree with that. And the friction between the two.
Disrespect. Sometimes it's also just a level of frustration that comes out in the voice.
Yes, but you remember, I don't know if you guys read the Bible. It's the oldest storybook with a lot of lessons in it. And you remember when Esther wanted something from the king, the way she approached the king, who was actually known to be temperamental and very, you know, he used to snap very fast. Her approach is what got her to save her nation. Your approach, and you're crying about this men coming to Africa to make families here and everything. They're coming here because maybe they've understood, oh, I can get this without even asking for it. I don't need to ask for something. I'm just getting it without asking for it. They're going to build another nation here. And what about your nation there? And this is also the same tone that single parents and single mothers will speak to their sons with. That is the same approach you will use on children. And it is you cannot speak to a young boy like that. If my mother speaks to my brother like that, I am sure my brother will walk out of that door and go and live somewhere else. To him, he has been raised to understand, I am a man, I am a leader. She wants to say, I had somebody saying, and she said something about education, and I want to reiterate this, and I'm a woman. And I will tell you this, your education doesn't matter. It is an accolade. It is an add-on. Dr. So-and-so, CEO so-and-so, that is an add-on. Is it beautiful? Absolutely. Yeah, I am all for all of us getting empowered. I am about women getting education, you know, and the best quality the best education that can possibly be gotten to a woman, it should be given to her. It is a right and it should be offered. But at the same time, your education is just an add-on. That is not who you are. You as a woman, you are so much more than that. Your education is just a plus. It is not the number one thing that comes to mind. Oh, I am educated. And so are other women in this country. My grandmother can read and write. Sorry. That's a
no. But Kalina, when they say educated, that means you went to college.
And it doesn't. And we went to universities. We have gone to universities. We've gone to universities. Even some of the best rated universities in the world. I went to a university in South Africa. Does that mean I'm better than the guy who cleans the floors at my office?
Well, no. per a demographic of people, like, yeah, because they weaponize it at every moment in the argument. I'm educated and I'm strong.
Okay. Mr. Amir, and I will tell, and I'm a woman, and I will tell you this: my education does not make me strong. My education makes me better. My education opens doors for me because when I'm asked, what have you studied? Can we offer you? Your education is supposed to it's the bridge for your career. It is not you. You are more than that. You are kind. You are beautiful. You're intelligent. You are smart. You're thoughtful. You're prayerful. You're supportive. That is you. Those are qualities that are you. Your education is just a plus. It is not.
Well, what's that? Miss Kalini, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
27.
Okay, and it's just, and again, I'm 27. Yeah, I don't, man. I want to.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
wow, that's amazing.
I'm gonna say something.
That is amazing.
want to watch myself. Like I just because I don't want to start this gender divide, and I don't want to start. It's just again, I'm gonna assume Lisa, and I'm going to assume Miss Chantel are in their 40s and 50s. And it's just, and I tried to explain the maturity level because somebody was so basically the argument was, Ezra's wife, she's in her 20s, and there was a brother that was on yesterday who was 46, married to a woman that was 25. And so they were assuming that these women were immature. And I had to explain to them that women on the continent, even though young, are very mature. And like you're proving that because the women in their 40s and 50s, their argument was that these women, they young, they immature. But I had to explain to them that's not true. They're very mature, and you're proving the point. But go ahead.
We are very mature. I told you I have been listening to this live with my mom, and she was just here. She's gone to sleep, and I said, "Mommy, do you think what age do you think a girl should get married?" And she told me, "You are late. I told you should be married by now." Because girls get married early. It is not something new. I think most of my classmates in high school now have children and they have families. Somebody else, I saw people on the comment section attacking Mr. Ezra for getting married and his age. We actually, Africans are very different. We do not look at age as something bad. It is something to be celebrated. There is nothing beautiful. Yes, there is nothing, and I want to say this because I don't want to sound old-fashioned, but if you ask my mother, it is not. There is nothing to celebrate when you are 45 and you're single and you're alone. In African culture, people always look at you. Is there a problem? How can we help? And you cannot keep on. There's this word I keep on hearing on these platforms, and when I'm listening to a lot of AAs speak, and people just talk about dating. Africans don't want to date. African women don't want to date you. Yeah. With African women, you have to say we are getting married. That is what we call tangibles. With African women, are we getting married? No. Okay, then I have no use for you. Because for us, marriage has to be on the table. Why? That is how you promote a community. That is how you're going to move your family forward. That is how you're going to have a legacy. Without family,
that's what my wife told me.
But
yes,
I think what's lacking.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but my wife told me the same thing. She says, "I'm not looking for a boyfriend. I'm looking for a husband. I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm looking for a marriage." And so that's one thing that's true that she said. I just had to validate that.
Go ahead, Black Beauty.
I think what's lacking is that everything that you're saying, it is great, except a lot of people haven't heard it. You'd be surprised how many young women don't and have never heard those things. My mother used to tell me things like that, and she was a Black American woman, but she was very conscious. And I never used to believe her, but then when she passed in November, it really hit me that oh shit, she used to tell me that shit all the time, and now I don't hear it. Now I don't hear anyone tell me those things. And so I feel like that's the problem. There's not a lot of reinforcement of that feminine thinking in the women here. That's the real problem.
But the problem, and also the problem with that side of the world, it's and I've seen it. It's also creeping in slowly in Africa. I've seen it. It's feminism. People always say, "Oh, feminism is a foreign idea." It is not really a foreign idea, but the brand of feminism that is being preached and being pushed to us, that is very foreign. For us, feminism was women were already empowered. Women were already in Africa. Women were already empowered. The only thing, it is the white man who came with his ideas that broke down our families and the structure that we had. But we were already empowered, and the victim mentality. You cannot allow yourself, and that is why I said people and women are arguing. Oh, I am educated, but how come you're educated? You are learned. You have all these degrees, masters, PhDs, but you want to stay a victim.
I'll tell you guys look at this. I'll tell you guys a story. Maybe 2 years ago, I went out with my girlfriends real quick 4 of us sitting at the table, and I whispered to one of my one of the friends next to me, and I say, why doesn't this girl stop talking about her master's in sociology? No one gives a fuck. Apparently that came out, that comment that I made, and everyone was so upset with me, but I didn't understand why 4 beautiful Black women, we were sitting at a table by ourselves looking at each other talking about a master's. Who cares? It didn't make sense.
Right, but
exactly.
but 1 second, Miss Polini. But also too, and again, I don't want I don't want to. That's why I'm glad 2 women are on here, because I don't want to feed into the gender divide. The other part of the story that they don't tell you when they bring up the education piece is that they also have the most college student debt. So there was a politician that was on last week, Black woman politician, who said that Joe Biden needs to cancel student debt because Black women save the Democratic Party and Black women have the most student debt. I swear to God.
Too late. They should have asked for voted him in.
Let me yeah, the money issue is it's also an issue, but money is not who you are. Diners, today if I die, I had my own student loans in my country because we're given something called HELB. It accrues interest. We find it very, very, very colonial. It is very colonial and very oppressing. But that does not. Your education is an add-on. Your education is supposed to make you a better person. Your education is supposed to the whole reason why girls go to school. And even when I was in high school in Kenya, someone said, my teachers used to say, you are coming here so that you can be better women in society. We go to school in order so that for us we can be better women in society. Being a better woman in society. Somebody is saying I am speaking like I'm an oppressed woman. I am not oppressed. Actually, we're just not victims. I don't see someone saying, oh, our men are choosing this. If my brother decides to go and marry outside, I am all for that. Or go and bring that beautiful wife of yours here. We will embrace her. She will come and she will do what she's supposed to do as per our home and as per the rules of this house that were put down by my father before he died. If she doesn't want that, send her on her way. It is that simple. You cannot do not allow yourself to be oppressed. Do not allow that mentality of it is this person's fault that I am not succeeding. It is this person's fault that I am not better. Excuse me, any woman can be who she wants to be, and you can be married. You just have to make that choice. And you also need to stop being super selective. That is also a problem. Women have these absurd standards. I think Steve Harvey, make your list, and women are making their list, and you're just listening to this list, and I'm just shocked. Who thinks like this? Is this a list for a husband?
People that have been institutionalized think like that. They're used to lists. They're used to writing things down. They're used to quantifying things. Those are the people that think like that.
But why do I? Does it? Are you guys taught critical thinking?
Not really.
Are you guys taught critical thinking?
The people that
I'm very much into critical thinking. I always tell my wife to practice critical thinking.
Yeah. It is always a subject. I believe it's a subject taught in schools. If you think critically, what would you want your spouse to have? The first person you need to look at is you. Take a mirror and look at yourself. That is who you're going to get. But a man is supposed to be the stronger version of you. You are the helper. You are not the head. The problem is these women want to be the head. You cannot be the head in a man's house. Am I preaching to someone today?
But I never understood why they wanted to be the head. It comes with a lot of work. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I understand we're powerful and we're intelligent, but damn, like I love a leader because I don't want to do all that. I just want to chill, make my music, relax, do my job in the day and come home, kids, food, whatever. Like, why do all these women want to take on so much? It's so tiring. And I'm born here, born and raised. I'm tired as hell. I'm educated. I have a great job. But I will drop that job. I've dropped it like 4 times already.
My bad, guys. people keep asking, guys, there's a call-in link. There's a call-in link. I mean, email. Send me email, and you can click the link and call in. Now, Miss Chantel is saying that it's not right that I allow the non-Black American women to speak, but not allow her and Lisa to speak. Now, Miss Chantel, you came on Miss Chantel, you come on the chat. You claim that I am encouraging Black men to abandon their children and families and move to Africa, which is not true. So you make these blanket statements. Then you say that there are Black men in Africa who you follow who have completely abandoned their families. I'm like, let's call out these deadbeat dads. Who are they? You didn't say you don't want to name them. So, I mean, what do we have to talk about? You know? I mean, what do you mean? Like, what is there to talk about? So you come, you make a blanket statement. Did I say, okay, who are these deadbeat dads? So we can put them on blast. And then all of a sudden, I don't know. I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. So there's really nothing. What else to talk about? Well, go ahead.
Exactly what people always say. Like, why don't people take charge and hold the community accountable? That's literally what you're doing by asking for their names. By asking for their names, you're trying to be accountable. So that's the whole point.
And I'm not trying to paint Africa as particularly, I live in East Africa. I move around East Africa. I'm not trying to paint East Africa as this perfect place. We have very many challenges, very, very many challenges. And even we also have our own family breakdowns right now. But if you come from a good family, whether your father and mother are there or not, the people who are around you, your little family community, that is your uncles, your aunties, your older cousins, they will tell you, go get yourself a family and we will help you where we can. We will help you where we can, and they should guide you. So when these older ladies and gents know better, it is about learning. Nobody's born knowing anything. We're not born with information. Nobody is born with this information. This information is given, and most of the time it is passed from mother to daughter, from father to son. You need to pass that information down to the next person. And that is how you get a community where you actually agree on a lot of things. And that is how you find families with strong foundations. You will find a lot of families. There are families which are broken here. Some men, there's so many stories. I see so many stories in the newspapers about a man left home and he's back after 20 years, others 50 years. And when they come back to their families, they're welcomed back. You don't say, oh, you're going to go there and you're going to fail. When somebody goes away on a journey, it's like the prodigal son. You don't wish the prodigal son to fail. You just wish for them to succeed. You always want people to succeed. If you decide to come, when we send our own children abroad to America and all these other places, we don't want them to go there and fail. We want them to go and come back a success. We want them to go and come back a success. So if the gender wars can end, if you can embrace your family, and also I see a lot of people in the chat talking about these people abandon their children. Why are you giving them children? Why are you going around sleeping with men and giving them children they don't want to take care of? When let's go back again to critical thinking. When you go to the farm and you want to harvest maize, corn, what you guys call corn, you want to harvest corn after the season is over. You do not plant beans, you plant corn. So when you get in a relationship, in whatever kind of I call them situationships. When you get in situationships with people, and these people are not even responsible enough for themselves, how do you think they're going to be responsible enough to take care of children? Having children should be an agreement between a man and a woman, and that is how it was supposed to be. Whether you believe in the Bible, whether you believe in Islam, whatever religion you believe in, whatever space of this world you subscribe to, unless you have made a conscious decision that you want to be a single parent, you should not complain when you get pregnant and have a child and this man wants no part to do with it. Men, one of my aunties, my younger mother's sibling says, men are like milk. You put milk here today, it is fresh. In the morning you wake up, it has turned sour. You did not consult this milk and put it in the refrigerator. What did you expect? For it to wake up being fresh milk again? It is impossible. Stop. Do not, you as a woman, you control a lot of things about yourself. Do not have children with somebody who is not married to you, somebody who does not want children.
Yes, ma'am.
You have no agreement and you're going to have children with someone and you complain when they're out. Come on now.
And then you get mad, do it again, a second time.
Exactly.
And
you cannot, you can, exactly. And with different men. And you cannot get mad when somebody says, I don't want that responsibility. You made that choice. When you two are together, people always say, no, but this person should take responsibility because they laid with me. You allowed them. It is your body. You only have control. You can only take responsibility for yourself. Whatever the other person's actions are, you can never dictate their reactions and how they're going to behave in the aftermath of whatever results you get. I will never put myself in the family way without getting married, and I always make that clear. And I've dated one African American guy, and he wanted us to move to America, and I said no, that is not a place where I can raise children, and he didn't want to move here, so that is that. But when I get a man here and I want to get married to somebody from my own country because I feel like we share a lot of things, that is how I'm going to build my family. And somebody is saying in the chat that orphanages are overcrowded in African countries. That is a lie. Orphanages are not overcrowded. Children in our families, when somebody is deceased, and I feel like so many people have this bad idea about what Africa is. You come to Africa and you only come to the cities. You don't go to the villages. That is where the real people live. That is where the real communities are. You will find somebody whose brother or sister is deceased and they're raising that person's children. We raise our own children.
Dinah, if I have a meeting before, I gotta drop.
Okay, all right, sister. All right, bye, Black Beauty.
So yeah, let's be cautious about what the narratives you're trying to portray about all this, and let's make better decisions for ourselves. And I just came here to encourage women because I am not a man. I cannot speak on the struggles of men. I don't know anything about the struggles of men. I only know about the struggles of women. You cannot. A woman cannot be a man, and a man cannot be a woman unless genetically changed in what we are doing nowadays, which is fine. But a man is a man and a woman is a woman. We all need to stay in our lanes. When you enter into somebody else's lane in traffic, you know you're going to get into an accident. Stay in your lane, ladies. That is the true form of achieving yourself and getting yourself everything you ever wanted. That is how you attract the good things that just come to you. So yeah, that is all I have to say.
So I just want to read this comment real quick. Miss Chantel. Now this is the lady that is claiming that I don't allow Black American women to speak, which is not true, and that I only allow non-Black American women to speak. She can't think for herself. She is brainwashed. So what am I? I mean, how am I supposed to entertain this?
No,
like I'm supposed to entertain this.
No. Mr. Amir, let me tell you something, and let me just address this. There is no brainwashing where I come from. I live, and I've told her, I live in my family house. I'm an unmarried single woman. I'm not allowed to, my culture does not permit me to go and start renting homes outside. I have a good family home where I can live. I am not brainwashed. I've been brought up by my mother, who is a very strong, independent, she's not independent because she depends on my father. She's not independent, which is fine. But yeah, my mother is a strong woman. My grandmother is also another woman in my life. My aunties are also women in my life. This brainwashing thing. It doesn't happen. There's no brainwashing. This is how we live. This is my everyday life. I will wake up and I will get an assignment in another country. I will go to that country and I will still come back here. I'm not brainwashed. I am thinking for myself. And this is the same argument that people, when you tell people, I'm not a feminist, why? You're brainwashed. No, I'm not brainwashed. I actually happen to think for myself. And I told her, apply critical thinking, because when you start applying critical thinking in situations in your life, you will find that the things you find hard, the solutions are very simple.
All right, perfect. Sister,
Miss Kalini, she's typical.
Go ahead, Ezra.
She's typical of a lot of Kenyan women that I've met here. They all have the same mentality and the same philosophy as she does. Like when I first met Kenyan women here, when I met my Kenyan brothers' wives and girlfriends, I said, "Wow, these ladies are so sophisticated and dainty, and it's so soothing to listen to them. It's like they have an aura about themselves that I really appreciate, And I wish that we as Black American men and women, we have something to learn from my African brothers and sisters, and it's time for us to listen to them sometimes, So I just wanted to say appreciate this call, Kalini, and I listened to everything you said, and I appreciate everything you said tonight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ezra. My regards to you and your family.
Oh, yes, you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on, sister. All right, Mike, go ahead, bro.
What's up, man?
Baoni o Cabo.
Shalafiani.
Shalafiani. Oto Jometa.
Oto Jometa, man. Guys,
go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, how are you, man? Mr. Ezra, how are you?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. So, Dennis, the thing is, I just have a question, man, for you and Mr. Ezra, man. What advice can you guys give my African youth, man? Because this is what goes on the continent, right? There's a mentality that everything that comes from the West or everything West is just better than everything Africa, right?
Right.
I mean, that's what colonialists came and taught us, right? But the colonialists are gone a long time ago, but Africans still kept that same mentality, right? So basically, what happened is we consume so many things from the West, culture, everything, right? So many of these African youth that never left the continent, especially, I don't know how Ethiopia is, but especially Nigeria, they somehow have this mentality that everything America or Europe is just better, culture and everything, So they consume these things, right? On TV and music and everything. It's okay to share culture, but my problem is they somehow believe that their own African culture is just inferior. It's so inferior to the Western culture, And many of them are just abandoning their own culture and they look so down on their own culture. But it's so funny that when I see people like yourself and Mr. Ezra and many Black Americans and even diaspora, they come to Africa, even white people, they come to Africa, they fall in love with the culture. They see African culture as something that's very beautiful and very efficient for survival, But African youth growing up, that's not what they think. That's not what they're being taught. That's not their thinking, including myself growing up in Nigeria until I left Nigeria and actually came to America. And I'm like, oh, Lord, holy shit, this is dysfunctional. So every time I go back to Nigeria, it's like it's getting worse. It's like the youth are just more trying to be American so bad. I'm like, come on. So what advice can my brothers give these people, please?
Well, Mike, like for me, I try when I go over there, I teach pretty much Africans that they respect their own culture and value it. That's the problem. They don't value it. They find more
value it.
Right. And I tell them like they need to value their own culture. Like, man, I love my artifacts. I love them. I love my artifacts. I love my art. I love them. But they don't find value in it. That's the thing. And I teach them and I promote and I tell them like, man, you got to find value in your own culture. So that's the only thing.
Another thing that you can do is you can take the perspective of the Black American community in the United States and see how we turned out. It's unfortunate what's happening to us right now. And if you guys don't pay attention to your and appreciate your culture, you'll be going down the same road. A lot of this stuff that we Black Americans are facing right now, we wish that we can undo it. My grandmother used to be a feminist, but you know what she tells me all the time? She says, looking back on her life, she wished that she can go back and not be a feminist. You see what I'm saying? A lot of mistakes that we made, you guys can learn from our mistakes to prevent it, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's globalization. You guys need to repel globalization as much as possible. Go out there and speak to the girls, speak to the youth, and let them know that their culture is beautiful. They don't have to try to be as the Western cultures. And also, you must fight against United States imperialistic mindsets that the policies that's been pushed out the United States embassy. Contact the embassy when you see them teaching feminism to the girls. When you see them promoting ideologies that are uncustomary to your culture, you need to stop them right at their tracks and say, hey, this is not what we do here. Barack Obama came to Africa in 2015, and out of all the stuff that Africa needs, poverty alleviation, water security, education, the only thing he wanted to push was gay rights and transgenderism and stuff like that. And we Africans, we have more important things than all of those leftist policies. Okay, so you need to go out there and proselytize everybody you talk to. Bring them in, man. Brings them in. Say, hey, let me talk to you for a second. Do you really feel as though this rap music, or I'm not saying rap music is bad, but I'm just saying, like, for example, is this our culture, brother? Like, do you really feel as though we're going down the right path? And then once you start talking to them, and then you'll open up their minds, and then they'll start to second guess their with their path that they're going down. Because let me tell you, man, if you unleash the demon out of the box, it's going to be hard as hell to put it back in, man. So Africa has a chance to prevent what is the dysfunction that is happening in the United States from happening completely if you guys just close in ranks right now, and then go back to your natural culture, your organic culture, and stop foreign influence in its tracks by contacting government officials, contacting Western government officials and institutions that's trying to push uncustomary ideologies onto you guys, and let them know this is not us, okay?
The way I see Nigeria in the next 20 years, trust me, Nigeria will become Black America. I'm telling you, dude. The biggest tragedy is that they're using, it's the Africans that they're using. Some Africans on ground are the one they're using to actually push these things. People like Chimamanda. Chimamanda. Yeah.
Yeah, but Mike, let me stop you. It's her. It's the actress that played Harriet Tubman. It's what's this vlogging girl? Like, they're using these Nigerians in Hollywood to push that bullshit in Nigeria. Like, I was noticing that too. It's all part of an agenda.
They're all over the media just pushing the whole feminism, westernization. Westernization equals civilization.
I'm gonna tell you another one. That light-skinned Jadena, the singer, he's another one.
The people that use the most are the ones that grew up in like the UK and the US. They come back and then all of a sudden they're better than everybody. And these people, when you put them next to actual people that grew up in the tradition, these are morons. And somehow Africans believe people that can speak Western language better are smarter. No, these people are dummies, man.
Mm-hmm. Miss Fanta, go ahead, Miss Fanta.
Hello.
Hey, Miss Fanta.
Yes. I live here in the United States of America for 10 years, and I'm from Liberia, West Africa.
Okay.
And I just want to give my opinion on what I think on what is causing a lot of the problems, the toxic relationship in America. I don't want you guys to blame just the African American women. I want you guys
No.
This way, let me get it.
The men are a problem too. No, the men are a problem too. In fact, I'm sorry, guys. Let me be balanced. Men are a problem too, and we get on the men. Men are a problem too. Go ahead.
Yeah, the thing is, I have never been so stressed out and so frustrated and depressed till I moved to the United States of America. I'm suffering from that stuff right now. I was in Liberia. I was working and making $250 at a time, but I was so happy. I was so calm. A lot of things that irritate me now. I'm quick to respond to things. I'm quick to argue. I'm quick to cut people off. I'm quick to I don't know. It's a lot. I don't know. It's something about this society. I don't know. But it's just like I find myself more stressed out. And I say to my family and friends, sometimes I say I'm more depressed. And for common example, if you and I talking something right now, the moment you say something else to me, I'm angry. You understand? I'm angry. So the society is a factor. And you see, stress is not good for any relationship. Stress is not good for any relationship. The reason why most of you people that live in going to Africa find it African women or other people are so calm because the pace in Africa is not like the pace in America. The pace in America is, I got to have this. And nothing is ever enough for you. You can move to Africa now. Somebody in Africa just making $100 a month, but they're good. They're fine. They're okay. But somebody in America is making $50,000, but before the 50,000 gets to them, they have almost nothing. And everything you buy in America is taxes and taxes and taxes and taxes. And sometimes when my tax paper come to me, when they say, Fanta, you made 55,000, I don't even know where the 55,000 went. So that also is a factor. When I moved to Liberia, because I want to be back and forth, when I went to Liberia 2015, I have my 2-bedroom apartment for 150, and I paid 1,008 for the whole year. And I was so happy, stress-free. When it was time for my ticket for me to return, I was like, oh my God, I'm going back again. So I've seen that like play a major factor in my relationship. I'm more angry more than ever before, and I don't like this part of me. So I think it's a society. And most time when I go on vacation, the last time I went on vacation, I was in East Africa, Tanzania. I spent 2 weeks. I came back refreshed. So I would advise a lot of the men and women, make time for yourself because life is short. If you find yourself in a stressful situation, take vacation a lot, get out of that situation, go and see the other side of life. Is going to help you. But just being in a toxic situation, year in, year out, it's not going to help you. It's going to make you more frustrated. And even if your husband or your girlfriend or your wife just say, hello, you angry. Because at the end of the day, you have problem at work. You can't even pay your bills. A lot of us in America living from paycheck to paycheck. Is this a life? No. So it's a lot of factors that come with the relationship. Where there is peace, where you have little and you people can spend it and be able to manage it, there is a lot of peace. But if even you're making billions of dollars, even in America, it's where I see a lot of people committing suicide a lot. I don't see that in Africa. Right. If you commit suicide in Africa, they consider you a stupid person. You understand? But I see a lot of rich people here committing suicide. It's a society. So when we start blaming each other, no, we have to look deeper than that. We have to look outside the box. That's just my contribution.
All right, Miss Fanta, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us.
Very good. I agree with that.
Dennis.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me respond to somebody in the chat that say, oh, Mike, it's the 21st century. And I always get that foolish response all the time. Like people always tell me, Africans will say, Mike, it's the 21st century. We need to advance. We need to modernize.
Man, okay, hold on. Mike, I answer that question. Look at the Middle East, Saudi Arabia. These guys have not compromised their culture. But look at Dubai, look at China. Saudi Arabia. Look at China. Saudi Arabia, they still wear their jalabiyas and everything. And, look at them. So all that is the 21st century stuff. That's Western globalization foolishness.
This one Africans are mistaken. They are mistaking modernization with westernization. Modernizing something means you evolve something, make it better. Westernization is basically you replacing your own with something else. Evolving something is different from replacing something. What Chinese, Arab, all these people you mentioned, what they did is they take their culture, they modernize it, they polish it better, right? But what Africans are doing is they all want to throw away their own, right? Put it aside and replace it with a Western culture. You're not Western. You're not American. You're not British. You're not French. You're African. If your African culture you feel is not polished enough, you polish it. That's what everybody else is doing. You don't throw it away and say, you throw away first of all, the colonialists convince you to throw away your spirituality, your religion that God gave you and take that home. And you haven't learned from that. Now you throwing everything away. That is just getting worse, like decade by decade. It's like the African coming up is just like their mentality is just changing and changing. Before you know it, man, like a full conquest would take place in Africa, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Bernetta, go ahead, Miss Bernetta.
Hey, Dinus, thanks for letting me join. So I just want to say this, and I'm an older woman. I'm in my early 50s, and I'm speaking to the younger women online. We have to understand Shahrazad Ali was absolutely correct, and she tried to teach sisters something long time ago. And young sisters got to understand. Look, I work in the corporate world and been working in the corporate world for over 22 years now. And money does not mean nothing. What Fanta said was absolutely 100%. I am heading to Africa, okay, to the continent to gain my peace in this stage of my life. Younger sisters got to understand, and they in the comment were calling somebody else pick me's and stuff. You're not going to be a pick me because you're going to always be angry and hostile, and we have to learn as women to submit. Now, I'm not saying, did I say submit to a fool? I did not say that. But if you are going to be a wife, you have to learn to submit to your husband, and your husband will submit to God. And as I think it was the other lady, Vata said, we can get more things accomplished. My parents, I was married for 32 years. My parents were married until my father was called home, and they were married for almost 50 years. There's a lot of women that are 40, 50, and whatever that have not been married, but it's by choice. The men are not leaving you. You're choosing to stay in a country that is not your country. So if that's what you want to do, that's what you do. I say more African Americans should go over to the continent, and we can build up Africa. As I said, with the free trade and everything that Africa is doing now, we can build up Africa, and it can be the great United States of Africa. But instead, we put our focus and our dollars here in this country that will never be yours. No, they will not pay you reparations. No, they will not give you equality here in this country. They will continue to shoot our men and boys down like they're dogs in the street because we continue to stay here and fight for what? What are you fighting for? What do you want here that you can't get in Africa? You can get the same thing and have the same life. I work with young women. I supervise young women. And, just in conversation, sometimes I'll talk with young women. And I heard what Brother Ezra said about his wife works and has 2 master's degrees, and yet she manages to come home and make sure he has a hot meal. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's the same thing my mother did for my father. That's what my grandmother did for my grandfather. I've talked to a lot of young women and asked them, just by the way, do you cook? I don't cook. What am I cooking for? See, we have to understand that this is what feminism was created by white women for white women, but they included Black women in it, and we unfortunately fell into that game. Now the white woman has her husband, but it's more and more Black women that do not have husbands. We have to wake up, and we have to get out of this thinking of something is wrong with Africa. I have so many people, when I have even told people that about traveling to Africa, moving back to the continent, I've heard so many people, come against that. Why are we against Africa? Why? It's because we're taught this in the Western culture. We're taught that Africa is bad. We're taught that Africa is no good. But we need to go, unless you've been to the continent, then you shouldn't have an opinion on the continent. And yes, the women are different there. They're bred different because they're raised different. They're raised to be husbands. As Sister Vatha said, they're not dating to be a baby mama. They're not dating to be a girlfriend or a shack mate. You're shacking up with somebody. They're dating for the purpose of having a husband. So maybe if more of us westernized women took more on the culture of the African sister and brother and the brothers too, and I'm not just coming down on the sister, I'm saying we got feminized brothers over here, and masculated men, women over here. We have switched roles, and we need to switch them back so that we can get our people on track to where we need to go. We're never going to be all right. If we continue to move in the way that we're moving, Black America as we know it will be gone, will be eliminated. I don't have a vest in this country to where I want to stay in this country for what? Because all the reparations in the world is not going to undo what has been done. It's not going to make you get the respect that you deserve. I can have all the education that I have, I have a master's degree. As Sister Vatha said, that means nothing. It means absolutely nothing at the end of the day. It's a piece of paper. And sometimes it may not be worth the paper it's printed on. We have to be real with ourselves, ladies. And you can say and you can think what you want to say, and you can do what you want to do, but continue to be bitter and angry, and you're going to continue to be alone. And you can't blame the men. There are good Black men out here. There are good Black men in America. There are good Black men all over the world. But unless we open up the door and try to change from within, as Michael Jackson said, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. You can't change someone else, but you can change yourself. And we have so much pent up aggression and anger. And I may sound a little angry, but I'm not. But I'm kind of disappointed when I see my young sisters out here and wondering why the men, I heard the one sister that called in and said, you're telling the men to leave their children. How stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? He never once said, neither one of you.
Never said that.
Never
I never said that.
And I have been watching you, Dinus, for a good minute, at least a year, and I've never heard you talk against Black women and Black men being together, or brothers leaving their children.
Yeah.
No, my children are adults. I'm teaching. I have a 32-year-old and 23-year-old, and my 23-year-old is getting ready to hit medical school. I'm taking her over to Africa with me. Okay, I want her to find an African husband, somebody that is responsible. I'm not saying that the brothers here are not responsible, because there are some that are responsible, but we have to cut this out. Black man against Black woman against Black man. We are fighting too many people out here, too many different things out here to be fighting each other. And until we find that out and learn that, we're going to be in trouble and we're going to be extinct. And I thank you so much, Brother Dinus, for the time. And you guys have a beautiful day.
You too, Ms. Bernetta. Thank you for joining.
You too.
All right. No, hold on. Janelle, last caller, then we'll go ahead and log out. Go ahead, Janelle.
Hi, good evening. Dena Del Ezra, how you doing?
And then salam no, Ganani.
And then yeah, so I'm Janelle. I'm calling from Ethiopia. I'm actually in Addis Ababa. I've been living here now for 9 years. I'm originally from Miami. Came here with 3 children. At the time, they were 11, 9, and 1 years old. So I just wanted to call in because I've been listening. It's my first time
Janelle,
listening on the show.
Janelle, can I interject?
Sure. Sure.
Now, when you left America to go to Ethiopia with your 3 children, did you come as a single mother, or did you have a husband?
Yeah.
Or okay? Now this is so you brought your children to Africa, which I have no problem with. That's awesome. That's great. But Miss Chantel in the chat room, I mean, what was the relationship? And I don't want to be too nosy. What was the relationship between you and the father of the children?
But you being nosy asking me that. But it's no problem. Okay, so my oldest 2 children, their father and I were no longer together, and then I had a baby. And his father was supposed to come but never did. He got cold feet and he backed out. So when I came alone with the expectation that I would be joined by my youngest child's father at the time. And then he chose not to come at the end. So I think he I can only speculate, you know what I'm saying? Because who really knows what's going on in someone else's mind? But nevertheless, he never showed up. And so that was me in Africa, three my children.
So my question would be for men, all right, who want to bring their children to Africa and possibly would like to work things out with the mother of the child and bring them to Africa, but the mother of the child is refusing to allow the man to bring their child to Africa, won't get the child a passport, and won't even allow, and is fighting to not allow the child to visit Africa. What should a man do in that situation?
Oh, that's tough. Because there are quite a few people in that situation. And speaking to the point of the sister who said that men do come to Africa and leave their children behind, and a lot of the brothers kind of stood up and was like, no, that's not true. Well, I like to say that yes, it is, because there are quite a few brothers here who did come to Africa and leave a bunch of children and child support payments behind in the wake. So I'm not saying that that is something that should happen, but it does happen. And I think we can only look at that scenario case by case. I'm not saying that anybody's promoting that, but there are quite a few men in this community that have children in the West and that just decided, hey, you know, I'm going to go to Africa and start a whole new life. I don't promote that, but you can't just unequivocally say that that doesn't happen because, you know, everybody's situation is different. For men that are trying to bring their families, well, first, that's something that it's just like, you know, families who make decisions about how to raise children. You should eat this, they shouldn't eat that. We should raise them in this religion. We shouldn't raise them in that religion. We should, you know, they should go to these kinds of schools. They should wear these kind of clothes. They should listen to this type of music. You and your spouse, or the person you have children with, should be on one accord. Sometimes what happens is a lot of couples start off on the same emotional and spiritual and mental page, and then they grow apart, right? And the man might start reading books, or he might start hanging around a certain, you know, group of intellectuals who are studying a specific topic. Maybe it's Hebrew Israelite, maybe it's Rastafarianism, maybe it's some African-centered, you know, religions or whatever. And when that happens, they don't bring the woman into that consciousness with them. You understand? And they want to impose the idea without helping to form and shape the concept. Now, you can't just push just leaving Africa. I was just sitting on the porch drinking a 40 ounce, and now you want to go to Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be some transitionary, you know what I'm saying, mode of thinking and style of thought. And, you know, because it's not what you think. Like, people sit in America and they imagine what Africa is like. When I came to Africa, I had never come to Africa. I just came one day and that was it, right? I'd never come before. So my experience with Africa was totally eye-opening, totally different than anything that I expected it to be. And I was taught that Africans live in bushes with grass skirts and huts, and they drink out of the river, and you know what we see on the media and what we see. When I came to Addis Ababa, when I landed at Bole International Airport and I saw those papers, and I was driving down the road with my jaw was on the damn floor, okay, because Africa is a modern city. It's totally like a developed place. Everything that we experience, but we don't know that. So when you're telling your woman, let's go to Africa, or let's move to Africa, or, you know, let's take a trip to Africa, try that technique first. Because if you just going off of let's go to Africa tomorrow, and you have like seen what Africa really is like, then you can't expect anybody to join that bandwagon, because what we're taught about Africa is not the reality. And what we're taught about Africa is it's the subpar lifestyle. What we think of as Africa is not what Africa really is. So we have to first change our minds about the reality of living in Africa. What is Africa? What can Africa offer us? What opportunities of Africa actually give us as a people, before you can start telling people to take their kids to Africa? You understand what I'm saying?
So, right, Janelle, so what if they don't even want to visit?
I don't know anybody that doesn't. I never heard not one person say they never want to visit Africa. I never heard that before.
Oh man, I know.
I know people always come to me because I've been here almost a decade, right? And people come to me all the time, and they're like always trying to come. People always want to come, and I think people's horizons have broadened. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, like, we can think 20 years ago, maybe people were like, what, Africa, what, you know, African booty scratchers. You know how people used to think, you know what I'm saying? I think people have globalized their thought process a little bit more, opened their minds a little bit more. And I think people relatively are open to the idea. You know what I'm saying? If you learn how to approach. And a lot of people, you have to have tact. You know, you have to have that kind of emotional connection with a person. You can't just push your agenda You have to learn how to finesse. You know what I'm saying? And love can conquer a multitude of sins, you know? So anything that I know as a woman, if my man is loving me, I'm gonna follow him to the ends of the earth. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't trying to follow behind nobody that's trying to bully me. You know what I mean? Or, you know, use, you know, subversive tactics to get me to follow them where they want me to go. So I think that it's all about the relationship that you've built before you can talk about let's do this or let's do that. You know what I mean? And that's from my personal point of view.
Okay.
Yes, that's agree. I agree with that. By the way, I would like to exchange emails with you. I didn't know that. It's interesting that Dynasty Demir is bringing other African Americans that are here in Addis Ababa, because for a long time I thought it was just me and maybe another guy that I know. I didn't know there was other African Americans here. So it's nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few of us out here. Definitely. Yeah. And I'll introduce you to a few more.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Hey, Janelle, so I'll connect you guys offline, but what we'll do, we'll go ahead and close out because I know it's late where Ezra's at. Ezra, anything you'd like to share in closing, brother?
Yeah, I would just like to say that we as a black people, I feel like sometimes what we need to do is we need to step back and draw inwards into ourselves. And what that means is like sort of detach ourselves mentally, spiritually from the Babylonian system, because us being too a part of the Babylonian system will never help our situation. We need to start rethinking and reevaluating our position in the American system, and sort of like become a people again. And if we become a people again, we can save our families, and we get to the root cause of this gender war. This gender war might only be started by bigger issue that we are not looking at, or we probably have no control over right now. So I just wanted to say that. And if you come to Africa, I want you to come with a pioneering mindset, with the mindset that you want to learn, a humble mindset, and a way that you can come and help the people in Africa, and to enhance their lives as well as yours. And that's all I would like to say. Now, I do have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Greater Ethiopia. I admit that it's kind of janky right now. I only have 10 videos because I didn't really put too much effort into it. I just had some videos, but now I think that I would try to update my videos and talk about content in which the people really like. And I really appreciate everybody, and have a good night, a good day for you guys in the States, and be one. Okay.
Hey, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynasty Demir, search for Huru. Go to dynastydemir.com. Also, africapersonified.org, africapersonified.org. Make sure you guys go and contribute. Chuck Grammar School, we're raising money for that to build the computer lab. We're about $4,000 short of the goal. We're right at $1,000. So until next time, family, Dynasty Demir, search for Huru. Peace.